Hello and welcome to the MVCC Game of the Week, presented by City Barbecue and Miami Valley Adapted Sports. It's week number 9, and we're here at Centerville Elks Stadium in Centerville, Ohio, where the 7-1 Centerville Elks are set to host the 6-2 Fairmont Firebirds. It is 76 degrees outside with a few clouds. Great night for late season high school football. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jared Bergstrom alongside with my partner Jeff Allen. Now, a quick recap of last week's games. Jeff, how did the Firebirds fare against the Wayne Warriors?
Well, Jared, Fairmont lost a barn burner against the Wayne Warriors 35-28. It was a great game for the Firebirds, their closest contest with the Warriors since the Firebirds beat them 9-0 in 2008. The Firebirds were once again led by junior Jesse DeGlow with 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. That kid will not quit this year. And Jared, how did the Elks fare last week against the Northmont Thunderbolts?
The Elks suffered their first loss of the season last week against the Thunderbolts at Northmont. The Thunderbolts won 21-14 in a thriller. The Bolts were jumped out to a 21-7 halftime lead, and the Bolts defense came up strong in the end, only allowing 7 points to the Elks in the second half. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Elks bounce back after their first loss of the season this late into the season, and I think we're in for a treat. Recap of last year's game between these two. Last year, the teams put on a heck of a game. The Elks won 31-21, but the score doesn't really reflect on how each team's played. Really, if you circle 1 point, the momentum changed in that second half when the Firebirds fumbled the second half opening kickoff, and the Elks picked it up and returned it for a touchdown. They put the Elks up 28-14, and Fairmont never really got back after that one. Now, Jeff, Fairmont has a great coach in Dave Miller. What do we know about him? Only a second year here at Fairmont, though.
Well, Miller has been fantastic this year. As you said, he's been the coach since last year's 6-2 record. This year, 7-11 overall record with Fairmont, combining the 2 years. 93-31 overall record. And as you guys know, those 5 perfect regular seasons with Covington by Dave Miller as well. Jared, what can you tell us about Centerville's first-year head coach, Brent Guillory?
Brent Ulrich, it is his first year. He's 7-1 this year. He is the son of longtime Centerville head coach Ron Ulrich, who coaches at Springboro now. But he's 7-1 this year, Centerville alumni. He played wide receiver from here from 99 to 2002, 5-year walk-on receiver at Ohio State. And he got his coaching start here with Centerville in 2008 as wide receivers coach, and then came back in 2014 to the same position until this year when he took over the head coach. Jeff, what has to happen for the Firebirds to get back on the winning side and keep their postseason spot tonight?
Well, first offensive key of the game for the Firebirds, Jesse DeGlow. This junior running back has been unstoppable this season. DeGlow comes into the game with 895 yards and 15 touchdowns. DeGlow needs 105 yards to break the 1,000-yard mark on the season and needs 152 to break the Firebirds' record, the season record in rushing yards in a single game. If the Firebirds want to have a shot tonight, then they have to try and give DeGlow the touches that he needs. Offensive line needs to show up for the second key to give Braden Miller and Jesse DeGlow the shots to try and win this game. The O-line needs to be ready for this biggest game of the season and maybe of their young careers. On the defensive side of the ball, Gatane Alec Grandin, senior quarterback, has been virtually flawless this year at the quarterback position for the Elks, partly in reason why they started 7-0, really. Piling up over 1,600 yards so far and 18 touchdowns. Only 3 interceptions on the year. Grandin is going to be the one to watch tonight, and he also has the ability to tuck it and run with the speed he has. Truly a two-way player. Jake Spiewak and Donnie Shelton, the other key for Fairmont defensively. This year, these two have been deadly for opposing offenses. Over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns between the two of them. If the Firebirds want to win tonight, then they have to contain these two, as well as Grandin. And Jared, what has to happen for the Elks tonight to continue their winning streak?
Alec Grandin has to be mistake-free. He has been virtually flawless to this point. He needs to have another big night tonight. Don't let last week's loss rattle you. Centerville virtually has the playoff spot locked up. I mean, mathematically, there's a chance if they lose both games. But, I mean, the past is the past, and so you need to get that out of your head. Have a good week in practice, hopefully, and hopefully he can play mistake-free tonight to give the Elks that shot to get back on the winning record. Defense, I mean, they got to stop Jesse DeGlow. You read his stats earlier. Jesse DeGlow is unstoppable in all terms. If the Elks want to try and win tonight, they need to get this junior running back off the field. Secondly, the Elks have to limit penalties. Some younger players out there in some spots, and penalties is the number one drive killer for your defense. And against the Firebirds squad, who has the ability to hold and drive for 6, 7, 8 minutes at a time in a quarter, you have to utilize every possession. So you have to get the Firebirds off the field and get them in 3rd and 4th and long, so you can give your defense the chance, because they'll be out there and it'll be a lot of work for them tonight. And almost in all defensive, you try to force turnovers, give your offense short field to work with. If you force turnovers defensively, the offense is virtually playing from behind, so you could get Fairmont to play in some hard plays tonight. Now it's time for predictions. Jeff, who do you think's going to win tonight and why?
Well, Jared, I'm going to have to go against my heart there and go with my brain and say the Centerville Elks. Alec Grandin, the senior quarterback this season, has been running the offense like he was born to. And this guy has been playing out of his mind with weapons to go for days. I just think this offense cannot be stopped. And if they make no mistakes, I have no doubt in my mind the Elks are going to run away with this one. Jared, how about you?
I'm going to have to disagree. I'm going to pick Fairmont to win against Centerville for the first time since 1997. It's been 20 years. I think it's been long enough. I think the Firebirds, they are having one of the best seasons in program history since the two schools have combined. The Firebirds, I think the tandem between DeGlow and Miller, it's going to be something the Elks aren't going to be able to stop tonight, I think. I think Fairmont's going to win in a close one and keep their postseason chances alive. Well, it looks like it's time for the national anthem, so we'll toss it down to the band, and we'll be back after that for tonight's MVCC Game of the Week, powered by City Barbecue, week number 9 here at Centerville Stadium in Centerville, Ohio.
Developed in 1985, the Spirit Chain is a fundraising competition between Centerville High School and Fairmont High School held every fall. Over the years, the Spirit Chain has raised over $2 million for a variety of charities. This year, Fairmont High School will be donating to several nonprofit organizations. First, Kettering Backpack Program provides food for the weekend to over 500 elementary and middle school Kettering students. Next, Building Bridges strives to act as a safety net for at-risk youth that are involved in the Montgomery County Juvenile Court by intervening and redirecting their lives through innovative programming that offers discipline, structure, and opportunity in a compassionate and supportive environment. The third charity, A Special Wish, is an Ohio organization dedicated to granting the wishes of children diagnosed as having a life-threatening disorder. The final charity for Fairmont is Fall Feast, a massive Thanksgiving Day event in Cincinnati, Ohio, with the goal of changing the community for the better through celebration, connection, and service. The Fairmont student government is led by President Kayla Teeters, United Student Body, and advised by Mrs. Corey Miller. A big thank you to the class council advisors, Tim Gwendon, Megan Dillon, Amber Brewer, Jenny Richardson, Erica Rogers, and the Kettering community for their continued support of Spirit Chain. Joining them on the field is Centerville Student Council, led by President Jackson Stoller and VP Megan Knauer. The Elks are advised by Michael Dalton. The Elks will be donating their money this year to 2 organizations. The first is Oak Tree Corner. They provide a safe and caring community where children and teens from the greater Dayton area can learn to deal with the grief from the death of someone important to them. This allows them to communicate with their peers about the experience and can develop inner strength for healthy living through guidance and support. Oak Tree Corner was established in 1996 and has served more than 1,000 children and their families. The other charity is Bridget's Path. They provide inpatient medical care for drug-exposed newborns, non-judgmental support for mothers, and education services to improve family outcomes. The money raised will be used to furnish a room in their new facility. The Centerville High School Student Council would also like to recognize the winners of the annual Spirit King and Queen contest at Centerville High School. Spirit Queens Anna Demos and Neha Challa raised over $32,280, and Spirit King Luke Woods raised over $5,800. The final total, Centerville, $63,519.52. Fairmont, $85,189.77. Congratulations, Kettering, and a big round of applause to everyone for taking part in this year's Spirit Chain competition.
Fairmont will be in all whites and the blue helmets. Kicking off will be Asher Rome, number 93. And Centerville will be in all black and gold.
You hear the AC/DC rolling in, Jared.
Back in black. Centerville calls themselves the Black Hole. So
That means you know it's about to happen. And we have a classic in the makings here, ladies and gentlemen. As the annual battle of Centerville and Fairmont will kick off in just a few seconds on rather a beautiful night of football.
surprisingly, for this late in the year, week 9, you expect to be getting ready for. You think it's sweater weather, and here it's 76 degrees at kickoff.
Sweating weather. So you see the two student sections getting riled up.
Interesting, they both chose to do whiteouts. And Asher Rome's kick is
To squib.
a squib up the middle, fielded at about the 37-yard line, or 36 and out to the 37 is where the Elks will start this drive.
That was number 11, Trey King, going nowhere. And so Centerville will have the first possession, and they've been very successful this season.
Yeah, number
Jared.
7, Alec Grandin, has been on fire, lights out this year. Grandin is currently the third best passer in G-Walk, 129 completions out of 207 attempts, about 1,400 yards passing, and only 4 picks on the year. And Grandin's going to run on the first play of the game and maybe gain 3.
So that was a great tackle there by number 44, Ty Smith, and number 42, Trey Baker, coming straight at the edge. So Grandin taking a QB draw there, going absolutely nowhere, gaining 2.
Not really his repertoire. He only has 156 rushing yards on the year.
Yeah, not much of a rusher, but he can do it when he needs to.
Watch
here.
out when he tucks it, runs, and here throws it to, and that's number 3. No, that's Donnie Shelton with a first down catch into Firebirds territory. Between Donnie Shelton, number 3, and number 1, Jake Spiewak, the Firebirds, I don't know if they have enough corners and safeties to cover both of these
Well,
receivers.
that was very smooth route running for the first play of the game. You see just a little slant after the play action and dips it in there. Alec Grandin always looks very cool under pressure. He knows how to own that pocket very well. Number 7 taking instruction from the offensive coordinator. That's Harmon going in motion.
Going to keep it and pitch, and that's a fumble. It's a live ball. And Centerville luckily lands back on it at the 50-yard line. It'll be about a loss of 4 on the play.
And correction, Riley Polton try to take that.
Actually lost tackle another yard back, so it'll be 2nd and 13.
And Jared, when he lost that ball, you could feel the air being sucked out of the stadium.
Everybody on the home side got quiet. They know you cannot turn this ball over against the Firebirds offense. They can hold the ball for the rest of the quarter if they wanted to. And Grandin keeps it up the middle. Grandin's
Grandin's still going. He has a seam.
And he's tackled by the shoelaces by number
That was 42, Trey Baker.
Baker with I think a touchdown-saving tackle on that one.
Yeah, Alec Grandin had that seam there right off the edge, and he took it almost about 20 yards there.
So
Definitely
far,
not what the Firebirds have in mind.
So far, Grandin's surprising us. Not really known for the running, and he has picked up 2 first downs now. A quick pass out to number 8, Bryce McCannon.
That was
McMahon.
number 6.
Oh, that was 6,
That was
Riley Polton. Correction. That's too far away. I can't see that far. You're going to have to be my eyes. So it'll be about 2nd and 4, 2nd and 7, actually.
So we've seen a lot of Riley Polton so far out of the backfield. We'll bring in usual halfback Ross Harmon for this one.
Grandin hands off to Harmon, pulls it back out, throws a bullet to the sideline. That's Shelton, and Shelton will be out down to the 21, about 3rd and 2 coming up.
Donnie Shelton, Centerville's starting point guard as well.
You getting ready for basketball
Yeah.
season?
Well, he's become a very successful part of this offense and one of the staples in it quite this year. So there you go, Centerville.
That's a lot of stickers on
Setting
number
up for the play.
63's helmet. Grandin back to pass.
Spiewak's
Jump
open.
ball, and Jake Spiewak catches it at the 9-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal to go for the Elks.
So good curl route. Spiewak just taking advantage of the one-on-one matchup out there with Kason Pate, who was 5'6".
I think it looked like Fairmont was playing a zone, and looked like Spiewak ran right to the edge of that, just on the outside of Pate and just underneath the coverage from Hall.
As you can see on the City
here.
Barbecue replay, it was just a curl, really. All right.
1st and goal from the 9. Grandin in shotgun formation. High snap, way high snap. Grandin just falls on it.
And it was gathered up on the ground by number 9, Garrett Baker, the defensive end. And
That's going to put him all the way back to the 25. That'll be a loss of 16 on the play.
Centerville really needs to have a talk with their center or something.
That's 2 high snaps on this drive, one that's gotten away from Grandin. Centerville's put the ball on the ground twice, and they're lucky they haven't turned it over either time.
Yeah, coach needs to have a talk with whoever that number 64, their center, Evan Sicer. He's a senior.
Grandin hands off to Harshman?
Harmon.
Can't even read my own handwriting. It looks like they're just going to set him up for field goal range here as that play went.
Yeah, that'll be
we have a player
3rd and
down
goal.
on the field for the Firebirds.
And
let's see if we can see his number.
that does not look good at all.
Looks like, is that a number 4?
It did look like a number 4.
If it's number 4, it'll be
number 44.
44?
Yeah, I think it's Ty Smith. So it
Maybe
at least
if our
to be.
camera can pan up. Oh.
Yeah, that's number 44, Ty Smith. The senior injured on the play. That'll be a big subtraction for Fairmont.
6'1", 225-pound defensive end. He seems to be walking off under his own power. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Hopefully
He's
for the
running to
Firebirds.
the sideline, so maybe he'll be ready to come back in the next play or two. But 3rd and long here.
And they're running out here, Jared. They're ready for this play. Pumped up.
Ready to get that stop.
They haven't made one so far, and they desperately need this one. As if it's either a stop or a touchdown.
On the last stop, on the last 3rd and long, Grandin ended up picking up about 20 on the play and a 1st down. Grandin in shotgun formation. Grandin looking to the end zone, and it's knocked away.
And
Excellent defense by number 20. Is that 27 or 21?
27, Trayvon Gaston.
And the Firebirds defense comes up huge, forcing a field goal attempt, maybe.
Well, he was playing really distantly back at first. As you can see on the City Barbecue replay, Grandin launches it, and he comes from the backside, makes a play, jumps over Donnie Shelton, who kind of sort of falls down there in the end zone.
That's the way to read the quarterback's eyes. As soon as the quarterback looked at the receiver he was throwing it to, he left his man and went down to help the safety.
Trayvon Gaston, definitely a huge boost for this secondary this season.
This is going to be a 40-yard field goal for the Elks if they make it. Snap's good. Kick is up. It's trailing to the left side, and it is
That's good.
Good.
So that was number 13 with the kick, Brandon Walters.
Brandon Walters with a 40-yard field goal to put the Elks on the board first, 3-0. Did you see this replay? It was, well, that was right down the middle.
Yeah.
It looked worse than that live.
Well, it was a pretty good kick. Honestly, it's tough to
The
tell
way
from
it
this
was-
perspective.
The way it was spinning left and right instead of over and
Still a solid, accurate kick by the junior, and Centerville will kick off here for the first time.
if you're the Firebirds, you say that's a win defensively.
Definitely.
You let the Elks march all the way down to the 9, and you get
Well, yeah, it looked as if Grandin was in a rhythm. So if I'm the Firebirds, I'm really happy with the result of that drive. If you can hold this offense to 3 all night, I have no doubt in my mind the Firebirds will be walking away with this one with a W. So the Firebirds going to be taking it. Aaron Jackson and I believe Jake Perkins down there to
It'll either
return
be-
it.
it's either Perkins or Hall.
Yeah,
It's
no,
always back
it's
there.
too small to be Hall. That's Perkins.
Oh,
that one.
yeah. Now that you mention it.
It's him right there.
Huh, Ryan Hall's playing up a whole lot more. Centerville, they must be watching.
Well, yeah, they're really corralled up right there, so it's kind of a weird formation.
I bet as soon as the kicker gets ready, they'll all run to the side. They're spread out, I think. Yep, there they go.
Okay.
And
Now
and
they're
all of
using
Fairmont's people back up.
So here we go. The junior Brandon Walters to kick off here.
A high kick trailing towards the sideline, fielded at the
Perkins.
10 by Perkins. Perkins running across the field. Perkins is at the 20.
Uh-oh,
Perkins
Jared.
cuts back in at the 30, and he's tackled at the 32 by a bunch of Elks. Was that Spiewak the first to hit him?
I'm not
Actually,
sure,
number
but
6, it was Riley Polton.
running to the left there, Jake Perkins looked like he had
He
a
had a
lot of
hole.
different seams. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was just corralled up. The Centerville D did a very good job of coming to that spot pretty quickly. So you can see here on the City Barbecue replay, he just runs cross field looking for a hole and
I've seen Fairmont do it so much this year. I was waiting for him to run up and
hand
hand
it
it
off,
to
yeah.
Walters or Jackson. And now,
here we
in.
go. The head coach's son, Braden Miller.
oh, I'm ready for DeGlow. DeGlow only needing 105 yards, as you said in the pregame, to break the century mark in yardage. And DeGlow, Perkins on another end around.
Oh,
Perkins
wow.
cuts back in.
Perkins has the entire sideline.
Perkins at the 50, 40, 30.
Number 4, Ross Garrett is right there, and he goes right past him but falls down
And
right
Perkins will be
afterwards.
tripped at the 21. A gain of 62 on the play.
Great play design as we've seen all season from head coach Dave Miller, bringing Perkins on the end around.
That was a nice block by number 68 there for the Firebirds. I don't have a 68.
Just fantastic play design all around. There was 2 fakes on that play.
Ross Garrett knocked him down or knocked him off balance.
Excellent
there.
play by Ross Garrett catching back up to that play. But Braden Miller has been so precise with this play all season, man.
We were talking pregame how Fairmont's going to hold the ball for the whole quarter. One play, they're already in the red zone. DeGlow gets the carry. DeGlow tackled at about the 17 by, it looked like, number 21, Dom Ramsey.
I was
And
about
maybe 45, Jake Sneed for the Elks.
about a 4 or 5 yard run there.
And that's how the glow statistically tears you apart. It's 4 and 5 yard carries at a time. Fairmont will never be third and long or second long in this game, I don't believe.
Well,
As
he's
they're-
just he weighs it down. Like with his center of gravity, he weighs the offense down.
And he's only
Runs
5'10".
so hard. Yeah, he runs so hard. He's so strong. He just packs such a punch. And oh my goodness.
David Stamer with a
That's going to be a touchdown. And wow.
David Stamer. Haven't really called his name all year
Yeah,
offensively.
well, he's been in there in like little stints.
But Miller pitches it out to Stamer. And really, Stamer does go in untouched until right there at the end.
The triple option has been almost run to perfection by Braden Miller. That's why I say his name so often, because all the things he does is so undervalued on a football field. The junior just making it happen with the fake, the glow, and then pitch out to Stamer. Had a perfect seam, and he just marched in the end zone. And pending the extra point, it's 7-3 Fairmont.
Astrome's field goal or extra point is up and good, and Fairmont leads 7-3 with 6:51 left in the first quarter of our City Barbecue game of the week.
This is pinpoint what Dave Miller had in his mind when he was thinking about the start of this game. This has to be exhilarating for the Fairmont sideline. Wow. An amazing start for them.
Definitely exciting. And to break things open with a 63-yard run to Perkins. You see the Fairmont band funneling in.
For the hopes of Centerville, I hope that the staff or offensive line coach was talking to Sizer, number 64, the center in there, or there was a change made or something, because that was what ruined the drive last time, Jared, was those 2 bad snaps. And they recovered from one of them, but just couldn't quite recover from the second one. Made it very difficult for the Elks to score a touchdown here. But they're getting it back this time. Let's see if Grandin has the ability to march down the field again, as he's shown a lot this season. Asher Rome prepping for kickoff here. Players wait patiently.
Escherum's kick is up. This is probably one of his best kicks all year, and it
that's
goes
a
out of
flag.
bounds.
So almost a very promising kick for the sophomore, but heads out of bounds near the end.
I think Coach Miller's going to tell him to keep squibbing it down the middle now. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35, I believe, is where they start when they go out of bounds.
Either the 35 or the 40. I know it's 40 in the NFL. Yeah, they're going to spot at the 35 here. So the senior Grandin bringing the offense back out. So they come back in and then back out again. So definitely emphasizing communication there.
Let's see if Grandin runs it as much as he did on that last drive here on this one.
Shelton already in motion, 4 receivers back.
And Grandin hands off to Harmon.
Harmon with the stiff arm.
And Harmon upended at the 45. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds at.
That was a very good stiff arm on number 11, Agakume.
Here you see it. Boom, get off me. And then he's upended by number 24 of the Firebirds. That's Keeson Pate. Enough for a first down, a gain of 11 on the play for Harmon. Grandin hands off to Harmon again. Harmon out past the 50, down to the 47.
So tackled on that one by safety Marquise Williams, number 1. So Harmon hasn't seen a lot of involvement before this game. Still being their leading rusher. He had 86 carries, 378 yards. It's 4.4 yards a carry and 4 touchdowns, Jared. So not a lot of running from Centerville this season.
He kind of sounds like a fullback, like Mike Allstott was for the Bucks back in the day. They'll throw it down the field and give it to the big man once it's time. And a lob pass out to Shelton to the sideline. And Shelton has enough for a first down out to the 41. Centerville has had great quarterbacks the last 2 years. Last year was what, Jacob Harrison?
No, Harrison went.
Or Harrison was 2 years ago. And there's Harmon with the carry again, and he gets maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
Remember, before that was Vance, Will Vance.
Oh, yeah. Sam Vance's older brother. Yeah. Here, I'm going to show my age. You remember John Overstreet for Centerville?
No.
Oh, yeah, that was back when I was in
I think
high
I've seen him
school.
in the Wall of Fame, though.
Yeah. That was back when Centerville was a hardcore triple option ground and pound team. Kind of went away from that here.
Indeed, kind of reflecting their coaching change. Donnie Shelton motioning in the 4 receiver set. It's going to be handoff.
Brandon's going to keep it. Did he keep it or did he give it to Harmon?
No, he kept it.
Okay. I was about the way as soon as Harmon got tackled, it looked like he stopped.
Yeah.
But it'll be 3rd and about 1 on the 1 to go.
So good running
3rd
on the
and
read
2.
option.
See if Fairmont's defense can come up on this one.
Well, this one looks like an obvious running play from first glance.
Let's see if Grandin's just going to dive. Nope. Grandin going to hand it to Harmon, and Harmon, it'll be close.
Yeah, Harmon battled past the first down
Oh,
marker.
wow, that ref's way past the first down marker.
Yeah, but great first contact by number 42, Trey Baker. He tried his hardest, but Harmon with the will to get 1 yard.
And he did just get that 1 yard.
So Ross Harmon showing some very strong flashes early. Number 30 for the Elks.
Hey, it's a rivalry game. You got to lay it all on the line.
And he's a senior, so
Definitely.
that he will do.
Grandin going to run. Grandin going to keep it. And Grandin will have enough for about 9 yards.
Jared, that reminded me of another GWAC quarterback, Cameron Roundtree. That little play design is that they just snapped it straight to the quarterback, and he ran to the right side.
Fulton's running there like, I'm ready, I want the ball.
So Grandin been doing a great job running the ball tonight. Something you didn't really expect.
Some of the Firebirds have given up a lot of yards rushing to the quarterbacks. I mean, between Roundtree and Vongzi, 2 weeks in a row, they gave up a lot. And Harmon's carry goes up the middle, enough for a first down to the 29.
Good tackle there by number 44, number 42, Ty Smith and Trey Baker.
Or 19, correction, sorry. See if Grandin goes back under center. If he's going to, no, he's going to step out and shotgun. Harmon's going to stand to his left. 4 receiver look. And Harmon's going to get the carry. No, Grandin's going to keep it. Grandin up the middle. And he's down to the 12-yard line. A gain of 8.
That boy's been killing him tonight with his feet.
Fairmont's going to have to put a spy on him.
Or something. Something has to change on the defensive side of the ball for Fairmont. Still up 7-3 here.
Well, has 44 come back in yet, Smith? Ty Smith?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's been
Okay.
He's on the
I was
left
about
end.
to say, they've been attacking that side, and Harmon's carried to the left. Harmon down to the 5. He's got to hold on to that ball. That ball almost came out, but he's down to the 3. So a first and goal to go from the 3.
After the first down tackle by number 24, Kisan Pate.
I mean, watch the end of this. Watch the ball comes loose when he goes to the ground, and he's lucky it didn't pop out. Because if he would have fumbled it out of the back of the end zone, it would have been a touchback for Fairmont.
So we'll see how it goes. Should be an easy scoring drive for Centerville. Fairmont has had stingy goal line defense this season.
Grandin's going to keep it up the middle, and Grandin will not get in.
And
Yes,
they'll call
he
it
will.
a touchdown.
They'll call it a
actually.
touchdown. Grandin on a 3-yard quarterback keeper up the middle to put the Elks back up in the lead, 9-7, pending the extra point.
So wow, Alec Grandin getting it done on the drive with his feet. For the most part, had a couple pretty smooth throws, but other than that, getting it done by himself.
Putting the team on his back.
The senior providing essential success in this heated
Kick
rivalry.
is low. Snap was low. Kick is up and high. Good, though. 10-7 lead the Elks with 2:42 left in our City Barbecue Game of the Week number 9. Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is being recorded by the Miami Valley Communications Council and media students from Kettering Fairmont High School. Go to our website, mvcc.net, to find a schedule for rebroadcasts of this game and others throughout the season. Catch tonight's game powered by City Barbecue on Spectrum Cable Channel 21 or mvcc.net. Use the hashtag CityBarbecueReplay to join in on the conversation.
Go to mvcc.social. Find us all over social media. Follow us for updates all season long and join in the conversation using the hashtag CityBarbecueReplay.
All right, let's see if Centerville comes out in that weird formation they started the last kickoff in, and they will. I don't know. What do you call that?
I have no clue. The usual kicker, Brandon Walters, will come on, though. And they're
Looks
just
like it's
staring.
Perkins and Jackson back to return the kickoff again. There they go. Wouldn't that be too many men in motion?
Yeah, I think so.
How's that not a false start? That's too many men in motion. I don't
Donovan
know.
Shelton kind of leading that.
High
charge
kick,
of
and
people.
Perkins will field this one at about the 14. Perkins running upfield, runs right into
Oh,
the
my
and he
goodness.
fumbles the ball, and Centerville picks it up. Oh, my goodness. Remnants of last year.
An amazing play once again by Ross Garrett, getting the strip on Jake Perkins and plunging himself into the end zone. As you can see on the City Barbecue replay.
Perkins has got to keep that ball tucked to his body.
Oh, well, Perkins, as you could see, he was just going for a little cut, and Harmon just got his hand on the football. So very quick, Centerville scores back-to-back here, and that'll put the game 16-7, pending the extra point. The Centerville sideline is going nuts. Fairmont being baffled. So awful turnover. And those are often the difference.
That same thing happened to Perkins last year in this game. And that was the momentum changer, and the kick is up and good.
Well, they really need to swing momentum back on their side quickly. When these Elks get going, Jared, they don't stop.
No, they don't, and that's. If you're a Fairmont fan, you got to hold on to the ball. You got to hope your fan or your. They got to give. You got to come out, sustain a long drive, get plays working, take some of this home crowd out of it. As you see, the student section runs the Elks flag across after every score.
Senior Jake Perkins has to be kicking himself after this one.
I would be surprised if he comes back out.
And he is. He's already back out.
I wouldn't put him back there to return kicks. He just proved he can't hold on to one. Put Ryan Hall back there.
Well, we'll see here. Jake Perkins.
Oh, you've definitely got to attack him. Kick it right at him this time if you're Walters. See if he wants to, see how long his memory is. See if he has any fumbles with the ball this time.
Well, Perkins, the senior, has long been an important part of this team. So he will be counted on just as heavily tonight. He's still back there to return this one after a pretty momentous fumble.
If I'm Fairmont, right before they go to kick off, I'd switch Jackson and Perkins. I don't know. Just a rule for thought. Or have Perkins come up and just let him land in the end zone.
So here we go. Walters for the third time this game.
Kicks off. Perkins fields it at about the 14 again.
Let's try this again.
Perkins rolling to the left. Perkins rolling out to the 30. Perkins at the
Jake
40.
Perkins is getting ahead of steam.
Perkins at the 50.
Jake Perkins is still on his feet.
Perkins across midfield out to the 47 of the Elks. And what fumble?
Perkins responds to the haters. Very quick shot. With an outstanding kick return.
Look, he just breaks the tackle of speed walk. It keeps on going. Finally brought down on the play. I believe that was the kicker. Walters.
Folks, if you have your 50-50
now reestablishing some momentum after the horrible fumble lost.
Winning ticket number.
And now they're above the 50. Perkins redeemed himself, and so
if you have that winning
see what they do. You don't redeem yourself till you get a touchdown for your mistakes since you gave up a touchdown.
6076.
Miller setting up.
What? Who? 68 is the
Ron Callie,
linebacker.
Right?
Or look at him at the fullback, and there's a flag on the play.
That was Ron Callie from last year. It's one of the coach's sons.
I'm going to have to write that in. He's not on the team. Delay a game. I didn't even see the play call. He said 68's Ron Callie.
Delay a game. Pittering moves the ball back 5 yards.
Oh, okay. He's number 42. I think Miller was going to throw that one.
So speaking of the devil, he'll get another chance here.
1st and 15 now. Miller hands off. Miller back to pass, throwing it up the field.
And Braden Miller overthrew it
to David Stamer.
That was a touchdown, Jared. I believe that was a touchdown.
If he could have hit him in run, yeah, that'd be a touchdown.
So as you can see on the City Barbecue replay, they fake it to the glow.
And all of Centerville was on the run. And just a little bit too much air under it for the glow. Or from Miller.
Wow.
Now look,
Almost
Stamer's in the
had
backfield. The glow's at fullback.
Wow, that's the first time I've seen a back line up behind another this season for Fairmont.
It'll be interesting to see what this play is. We're going to see double end around. Oh, Stamer has thrown a pass this year.
Kenan Burrows out wide.
Stamer gets the pitch to the outside. Stamer plows through the 2 tackles and gains about 3. He gained about 7 on the play, 6 on the play. 3rd and 9 now. Depending on what Fairmont gets on this play, it could be 4-down territory.
Well, Jared, they're sending out the airmen. Chase Fugate and
where's
Ryan
he
Hall on opposite sides, number 25 at the bottom of your screen,
okay.
Chase Fugate.
I thought that
Both junior receivers get in the call from coach. Miller under center.
Is that DeGlow back here, or is that Burrows? Miller keeps it, and
Question over
back
the
to the line of
call.
scrimmage. He should have pitched it out to Burrows.
Tackled by number 12 of Centerville's defense, Kyle Warner, the junior defensive
You
back.
see here, watch the end of this
Fourth
play.
and 9 from the 46.
He could have
A reminder
he
to
could have pitched
Elks
it to
fans, you can find
Burrows,
all
and
information
Burrows
about
could have got the
Centerville
first down.
athletics at
Miller that time did not
www.centerville
read the triple option
athletics.com
correctly, and
on Twitter
that'll cost him. Miller really.
@ElksAD.
This is some of the only mistakes I've seen him make all season, Jared. 2 on the same drive.
Back to punt
You're
for the
letting
Firebirds, number
Jake
2,
Perkins'
Ryan
punt
Hall.
or kickoff return go to waste on this. A delay game got it back deep. Ryan Hall's punt end over
Fantastic.
end. And it goes out at the 10. Let's see where the refs mark it out at.
That's going to be
Punt
the
goes
8-yard
at the
line.
8-yard line.
Good punt by Ryan Hall, pinning the Elks deep into their own territory.
You don't see a lot of that out of high school football. So it's refreshing to see someone take a strategic take on punting.
the athletic department website or stop by
High
the
school
athletic
football.
office.
And Centerville will get the ball.
The new scoreboard and
Their
video
own
board here
8-yard
at Centerville
line.
Stadium was made possible through a
Alec
generous
Grandin,
partnership
who
between Major
has seen
Display
success
and our
all night,
athletic
will get the
booster
ball back
organization.
again.
Running
A huge
ball.
thank you to Major Display.
Yeah, running for the most part. I mean, he's had a
Once again, the
a
winning
few smooth
50-50
completions, but
rifle
other
take.
than that, it's been all the
Number
ground game for
286,
Centerville, and Fairmont has not been able to stop it at all.
6076. If you have that ticket, bring it to the announcer's box at the top of the home stands. 286-6076.
So shotgun formation.
If you're the Firebirds defense, you need to get a stop here. Pin Centerville back, and Grandin's going to run right up the middle. And Grandin's tackled by 42 immediately, Trey Baker.
So the first sign of resistance we've seen all night from Dave Miller's defense.
And that might be the last play
Tackle
of
on
the
play
first
by number
quarter.
11, Trey King, and number 42,
It looks like they're gonna. I think
Game
Grandin
clock
just
down to
signaled.
10.
Yeah, Grandin just signaled to the offensive line they're gonna let it run.
And that'll be it for the first quarter in our City Barbecue Game of the Week for week number 9. Centerville leads 17-7 early after a costly kickoff fumble by Jake Perkins and the Firebirds gives them an easy touchdown. Besides that, this game is really, it's 10-7.
Rose by number 7.
Besides that one mistake by the Firebirds.
It's still a very good game, and it's open.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's still open for who's going to win it, man. It's going to be a lot of competition, a lot of emotions come with this game as well. So you can never tell what's going to happen with Centerville Fairmont. It's always a great game, always emotion-filled.
There's 36 minutes left of football.
It's something I did not think I'd be saying. This Alec Grandin has been running all over this Firebirds defense. So that's something that really needs to turn around very quickly. A spy or something, you know.
I don't know. Does Fairmont really, do they have the personnel to put a spy on Grandin?
I say you put Smith on him.
Ty Smith?
Jonas
Smith?
Jonas Smith, the linebacker. He has a lot of speed, a lot of instinct. I think he would be the perfect QB spy, and you wouldn't lose that much in coverage either.
I don't know. Let's see if the Firebirds dial up something defensively to get a stop. 2nd and 7 as we start the second quarter. I think they're honoring Pee Wee Elk Night here, as you see bottom of your screen.
Alec Grandin is going to keep it there again.
Grandin will have the first down. Tackled out of bounds by number 24, number 11, and number 44. So you got Ty Smith,
By number 44, Ty Smith.
Kume, and Keeson Pate. It's enough for a first down out to the 22. Grandin looks to the sideline for coaching instructions. Grandin takes it, hands it off, and Harmon's met immediately. Maybe gains 2 on the play, depending on the spot.
Well, he fumbled that carry, that handoff just a little bit right when he got it.
Tackle on the play by number 44, Ty Smith.
So Fairmont at
Official
halftime.
stoppage.
2 on the play, 2nd and 8 from the 24.
Let's see what. I don't know that official signal.
Well, number 75, Grant Buzzard will come out. And that'll have to bring in number 68, Aaron Gregory.
I saw that. Maybe a equipment malfunction.
Maybe that'll help Fairmont get to the quarterback a little bit better.
Yeah, let's see if they target 68. I think he was on the top of that offensive line. Let's see how quickly it collapses. Grandin back to pass. Grandin throws a pass to Donnie Shelton. Donnie Shelton gets out of bounds
They're going to mark that
at the 35, so
by
it's a
Mont.
first down.
Run out of bounds by number 11, Hafiz Adekame.
Donnie Shelton has been one of the best weapons G-Walk really out of the slot.
First down, Centerville at the 34-yard line.
He has 37 receptions for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns this season. It's a really solid receiver. Grandin will drop back again with 4 receivers.
Grandin going to hand off to Harmon. No, Grandin going to look deep and tucks it down to Jake Spiewak. And Spiewak making people miss. Tackle on the play by that 42, Trey Baker.
Yeah, that was Trey.
Trey Baker.
And as you can see on the City Barbecue replay, just lackluster
Receiver
coverage
goes
by
down at
Ryan
the
Hall on the outside.
49-yard line.
And as
First
soon
Oh,
and 10, Centerville.
I think the refs mismarked that. It looked like when Spiewak was drugged down, I think his foot touched the sideline. He should be about 6 or 7 yards back. The refs did not see that one.
no challenge allowed.
I'll throw my challenge flag. You see Spiewak goes in motion from top to bottom, and Grandin's going to hand off to Harmon. Harmon still on his feet as he breaks the ankle hold that was by number, was that number 9? Garrett
How
Baker.
he got past that tackle. Ty Smith had
Tackled by number
completely wrapped
35,
up as
Jonas
soon as the
Smith.
play began.
And number
But Ty
42,
Smith kept
Trey
going
Baker.
low and eventually got off of him.
Gain of 5,
Ross
second
Harmon
and
crashes
5 at
through
the
another couple
44.
of Firebird tacklers.
43, Ryan Haas ended up pushing him down to the ground. 2nd and 5. That was a hard 5 yards fought for.
So Grandin in the 4 receiver, 1 running back set again.
Shelton's going to get it on an end around. Shelton falls on the play and is tackled by number 1, Marquise Williams.
So it just kind of gets tripped up there. If he would have bounced around the
Number one,
outside, though,
I
that
thi- I
would be
think-
an ugly play for Fairmont.
I think he stutter stepped himself out of his own shoes.
Yeah, I saw that hole. If he just would have followed his blockers to the outside, he would have been gone, Jared.
3rd and 5. They say he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Fairmont's defense needs to try and get a stop here. Fairmont only going to rush 3. They're going to drop 8 in coverage. Harmon's going to get the carry, and Harmon's tackled by he breaks the tackle by number 35, Jonas
He's
Smith.
going to come just short.
And it's going to be 4th and 1 from the 40, and it looks like Centerville's going to go for it.
And 1 for the Elks.
Ooh.
At the Pickering 40.
Well,
I don't
Let's
know.
see.
They're talking about it.
Grandin,
No, they're
Nope.
telling him to go for
they're
it.
going for it. This could be huge right here. Play clock hasn't even started yet.
Here we go. Fairmont's defense is getting
If
up.
you're Fairmont, do not jump. It does not look like the Elks want to hike this ball. They're just going to take as much time off and call a timeout, I think. This is
They tried to get
good.
him.
This is good This is good awareness by the Firebirds defense. Grandin is going to try to do everything to get them to jump, and Grandin will hike it, and it'll be close. I don't think he gets it. He has to get to the 40, and the ref did not look like he comes down to the 39.
Grandin moves to near the 39-yard line.
Let's see where the refs mark it. The refs mark it about a couple chain links short. Let's see if they measure it.
Number 75, Jacob
They're going to
Herman.
bring the chains out. on
That
this one.
is close.
They're going to bring the chains out.
That was great
Timeout on the field
discipline
for
by the
measurement.
Firebirds defense to not jump on that. Let's see. How much are they going to pull out of this chain? He did not get
the
it.
first down.
He is
He did
short
not
by
get
about
the
a
first
few
down.
ball lengths. So the Centerville Elks Campbell comes up short by about 2 chain lengths on the chain.
And it looked like what looked like perfect play management, as you see on the City Barbecue replay by Alec Grandin. I don't know. He looked like he
I don't know.
pretty far.
Well, you got to see where where his knee was.
That's also true.
By the time did he dive too late?
Well, it's
But
in,
if you're the Firebirds, you have to score on this drive.
well, it's in the history books now, Jared. It doesn't matter. That
Right,
drive
there's
does not
no-
matter. You
no-
got the ball in the 40. Take advantage of it. If you're the Firebirds, you have to score here.
again, I mean, Grandin did everything to try to get them to jump, and they did not jump. And Jesse DeGlow, no.
That was Perkins.
That's Perkins was tackled down.
Great tackle.
45.
Max Wynn.
Yep. No, 44, sorry.
Junior linebacker Max Wynn with an excellent tackle.
I mean, Grandin was up there jumping and yelling and everything, and they still didn't jump, which was
It's discipline.
discipline that Miller has instilled in this defensive line.
Fantastic discipline there by the Firebirds, and now it is second down.
2nd and 9.
Miller under center.
Has DeGlow had the ball yet tonight?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's had one carry.
One carry. Oh, that
About
was the
4
4 or
yards.
5 yard carry. DeGlow's going to get it this time. DeGlow breaking tackles and out to the 45, and he's mad at himself. He could have got more out of that.
That could have been a touchdown. If he gets ahead of steam, that acceleration isn't going to stop.
I think he blew through the hole too fast, and I think he wasn't expecting to blow through
He
it.
got tripped up at the last second.
Oh.
He got one last trip, brought DeGlow down.
It'll be 3rd and 3. That was a gain of 7. Excellent run. We're under 7 minutes left in the first half. Look, Stamer is back. Who is that?
It's Perkins.
Oh, that's Perkins. Perkins with a pitch. The ball's on the ground, but Perkins recovers it. Looks like maybe at the line of scrimmage.
So Miller with an ugly pitch at the last second. Ugly pitch out, but still gets it to him. City Barbecue replay shows it right here. Tried to run that read option and got a really nasty flip.
That was a bad pitch from Braden Miller to Jake Perkins.
So an ideal first drive is very misleading for the Firebirds, as they have not executed again since then tonight, except
2
on
punts.
Yeah, except on the second kick return by Perkins, but doesn't really count as an offensive drive.
Ryan Hall's punt booming end over end, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see where the refs will mark this at.
Punt from number 2, Ryan Hall.
Wow.
At the
Goes
20,
out of bounds
no,
on the far
he's still
sideline.
going. Out to the 30.
Okay,
The 32 is where the refs say it went out of bounds.
That provides enormous support for our student athletes. Be part
Not a
of
good
great
punt by
organization
Ryan
by
Hall.
joining at the $35
Hauling nets
parent
about
support level.
maybe
100%
22 on the
of
punt.
membership fee goes directly back to our student athletes. You can join
Now,
online
that
at
3 and outs like that kills you if you're for your defense. Now your defense has to go back out there.
Two things I'm saying about the game that I did not think I'd be saying in a million years. Braden Miller is making too many mistakes.
And Alec Grandin
And
is
Alec
running the
Grandin
ball
is
too
running
much.
the ball. I don't think he's running the ball too much. I really think you can't argue a success.
Grandin keeps it. Nope, hands off to Harmon. Harmon busts through, and Harmon's down close to midfield at the 49.
Tackle by Ikukume there.
The 49-yard line.
Ross Harmon has had himself a career night. He's running all over the Firebirds defense along with Alec Grandin.
Something I don't think Fairmont really game planned for. Coming into this game, I mean, you looked at it, Centerville averaged nearly maybe 200 yards rushing on the game, maybe. A high snap, pitch out to, that's pull it, isn't it?
That's going to be a hold on number 3.
No flag.
What are you? Oh my goodness!
That wasn't holding, that was tackling.
I cannot believe that didn't get called,
Let's
Jared.
see this.
As you can see on the City Barbecue replay,
That's
Donnie Shelton
tackling
at the bottom
right
of
there.
your screen.
Yeah, that's holding.
Donnie Shelton just throws him down, the Centerville wide receiver, and awful eyes by the ref not to see that one.
2nd and 1 from the 42.
So number 3 got away with one there. Grandin dropped back with 4 receivers. Nobody's
Grandin's
going
going to keep it. Grandin has the first down, and he gets out of bounds at about the 35.
Oh my God!
Gain of about 7.
This kid is tearing him up with his feet tonight.
Fairmont has got to make a defensive change at halftime. They have to put a spy on him.
I don't think anyone else in G-Walk has seen this Alec
First and 10
Grandin.
Centerville from the 34.
Maybe it's the ability that Fairmont has to fall apart against quarterbacks running the ball. I don't understand it. Maybe I think they're taking advantage of it, or something is happening.
Grandin, a high snap. Grandin hands off to Harmon. And Harmon gets down to the 30.
Run by number 30, Harmon.
Gain of about 4 on the play.
Tackle on
Another
play by
good
number
tough run for this
75,
Elks
Jacob
game.
Harmon.
This Elks
Gain of
offense.
4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
So
from
either
the 30.
something's clicking for Centerville's offensive line or something is falling apart on Fairmont's defense. But Brandon and Harmon teaming up for a deadly rushing attack today.
Officials timeout.
Officials timeout on the field.
The officials say go, wind it.
And they're going to just run it anyways. I don't know what that timeout was about.
Probably someone's knee pad or something came untucked. High snap. Grandin back to pass. Grandin throws it out to Spiewak. Spiewak down to the 25, and let's see if that's enough for a first down.
That's not
Bounds by number 2, Ryan
Ooh,
Hall.
that is close.
It'll be 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 at the 25-yard line.
3rd and 1 from the 25. Harmon gets the carry. Harmon bursts through up the middle. Harmon still on his feet.
And
Lost
number
Harmon.
30, Harmon.
Down to
He
the
is down to near the
13-yard line. And the Elks are in business once again down into the red zone.
Another dominant run by Centerville,
At the 13.
surging through this Firebirds defense once again. And Grandin waiting on the call. It seems like whatever he says, though, is going to work. Elks have been clicking on all cylinders tonight.
Riley Polton will be next to Grandin this time in shotgun. Polton's going to actually go out. Grandin going to be back to pass. Grandin throws a bullet out to Shelton, and Shelton gets out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
Pass complete to number 3, Shelton.
And they're just really voiding holes in the zone defense. Something.
Fairmont's going to have to quit playing zone this in the second half and go to man-to-man.
That's what I'm saying. Something has to happen. Something's got to give.
It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 5.
They're lining up with 2 running backs this time.
Harmon going to get the carry.
No, Grandin has the ball still. And Grandin running up to the goal line and
Grandin down
getting
to
held
the
back, though.
1-yard line, maybe the half-yard line.
Outside the end zone. 1st and goal, Centerville from the 1.
As you can see on the City Barbecue replay, a read option by Grandin, and he takes it right up the middle.
Right.
It looks like he scores, but
The ball never crosses then, I guess.
got pushed back.
Well, if there's something the Firebirds can say is they've been able to stop anybody's running attack from the within the 5-yard line. We saw that in the Miamisburg game we did a few weeks ago, stopping 2
2-point conversions.
2-point conversions.
By Tony Clark, even though he got in on the touchdown runs.
Right. So if you're Dave Miller, tell your defense that they're going for 2. Grandin hands off to Harmon. Grandin's going to keep it, and Grandin will dive into the end zone for a touchdown for the Elks.
And this continues a rough game for Fairmont on the defensive side of the ball. From really all sides of the ball here. They have been making an uber amount of mistakes. And Trey Baker just misreads it there. He starts leaning towards the running back on that read option and just losing Grandin's lane by a little bit.
Walters lines up for the kick.
And so that'll be Centerville's kicker, Brandon Walters, on here for the extra point.
Extra point is up
That's
and
no good.
short.
No
So the
good.
Firebirds get a stop on special teams.
not
Extra
sure what
points
happened
missed.
there.
I don't know. Maybe if we can see a replay. Yep.
Pizza Fire and Pork and Bottle for sponsoring the food for the hospital.
It looks like he just got way too much under it.
Don't forget to visit T-Dubs on Wilmington Pike.
So Brandon
While you're
Walters
there, mention the home team advantage and
mishandles an extra point, and now it is 23-7.
Pork and Bottle is open until 11 p.m. after the game for you to pick up your last-minute needs on your way home.
Fairmont getting the ball again. Jackson Perkins to receive the kick. Jackson and Perkins to receive the kick. And Brandon Walters kicking off once again.
Centerville 23, Fairmont 7. 3:45 left in the first half.
So what do you think halftime adjustments are going to be for each team, Jared? What would you say in your opinion?
For Centerville, nothing.
Really?
Everything's working so far for Centerville. For Fairmont, for defensively, you have to put a spy on Alec Grandin. Pull Jonas Smith off the line and put him out at the linebacker
Well, no,
position.
he's already at the linebacker position.
Oh, well then, just make him follow 7 all night. The rest of the night, he has to follow 7. It doesn't matter if 7 has the ball or not. You follow him.
Well, it's not all the defense too. Braden Miller.
You didn't let me get to the
this
offense.
offensive group has been making a lot of mistakes tonight. that
Jake
could be avoided.
Perkins. Jake Perkins at the 30 and stopped right at the 30.
That's a pretty big stop.
That's a big stop by number 16. Evan Franzman. Watch Perkins. He has all momentum going. And then here we're coming up on the 30 and don't stop.
Oh.
Ooh, that's right in the knee.
Right to
lower.
the knees.
Ooh. He's had a lot of knee issues too.
Yeah, could have been bad there. As Braden Miller will lead them back out here.
Now if I can continue my offense, what they need, Braden Miller just needs to calm down. I think he's forcing those pitches too much.
Those little flips he's been perfecting all season have been kind of difficult today. And that's a pitch to Stamer.
Stamer rolling to the outside, and Stamer stays on his feet. Stamer's at the 40. Stiff arm down to the 40, or up to the 48. So Stamer with a big run, a gain of 18 on that play.
Great play.
Two heads-up plays on this one for Stamer. Watch him, all right here, stay up on his feet, plants the hand, and then watch this stiff arm he gives. Ooh, that's a face mask. The stiff arm he gives to number 24, Dylan Brunner. I don't know how to say his name. And again, look, there's the glow in front of Stamer. Seen that a few times tonight. And Stamer with a high pitch to the outside. Stamer's
getting the edge again.
And Stamer will have enough for another first down.
And he has never been really a
That's
star
a
player.
terrible spot by the ref. The ref's about 2 yards off of where he actually went out of bounds. But Stamer, I thought he was going to be tackled here for a loss. But he just gets the edge. Excellent block there by number 68, Patrick Ron Cagalli. How do you say that?
Ron Gallery.
Ron Gallery.
Ron Gallery.
Ron Cagalli. Okay. You're going to say his name for
Ron
me.
Gallery or something. I don't know.
Ron Cagaglia. Number 68.
Braden Miller under center once again, and they'll go with their usual formation.
I don't think I've ever seen Braden Miller line up in shotgun. Miller gets the hands off to DeGlow, and DeGlow bursts through.
Of course, after the first down.
Enough for a first down. And if Fairmont, this is what you want. You want to hold the ball for those last 2:15. Score. You get the ball to start the second half. You got to score on that drive. Kind of Bill Belichick this. Bill Belichick has perfected that, scoring before the half ends and receiving the second half kickoff and scoring again.
Yeah, and if they score 2 times in a row, they're right back in this game where they need to be.
DeGlow gets the carry. DeGlow bursts through. DeGlow down to the 20. They'll call him down at the 21, but DeGlow with a burst through there.
And he had seams diagonal to him both ways. It seems like this guy loves to hit people. I think Jesse DeGlow just loves contact, and he's embracing it.
DeGlow's not an east and west runner. He's just going to get the ball and run north.
He loves putting his body to people. Loves putting those pads down and running through.
And he has the strength in his lower core to do it. So why make him try and cut in and out? Just let him run straight through.
That boy can play.
Stamer with a pitch to the outside. Stamer is tackled right at the line of scrimmage this time by number 85, Javon Henderson. First time we've called his name tonight.
Number 85, Javon Henderson.
And a timeout on the field. Timeout Fairmont.
Second and 10 from the 21.
So great play by Henderson. The mobility just to get around Connor Bunce, the center. End up straight where Stamer is.
Centerville High School would like to thank Miami Valley Hospital.
So when's the last time that Fairmont beat Centerville, Jared? Can you tell us?
Well, it was way, way, way back in 1997. I was just 2 years old. and you were not yet born. Some interesting things that happened in 1997 in sports. The Green Bay Packers beat the New England Patriots 35-21 in the Super Bowl. The Florida Gators beat Florida State 52-20 in the national championship game. Here's how you know it's been a long time. The Florida Marlins wins the World Series over the Cleveland Indians. They've been in Miami for almost 10 years.
I believe that was the work of Josh Beckett, was it?
Uh-huh.
If I'm not mistaken.
In the NBA, the Bulls win their third and their second three-peat over the Jazz. And in the NCAA tournament, the Arizona Wildcats beat the Kentucky Wildcats 84-79 in double overtime. A lot of stuff happened that year. Bill Clinton was still the president.
A long time indeed. So out of the timeout, Miller will be under
Second
center.
and 10. Miller going to fake the pitch. He better get rid of it quickly. And
Straight
he
to
gets
DeGlow.
rid of it to DeGlow. DeGlow has a 21-yard touchdown catch and run for the Firebirds.
How about the block from number 6, Kenan Burrows, in the slot?
Let's see if we can see a replay of this.
As you can see on this.
Well, we might not see the block by Burrows, but we know what it was. There you go, Jesse. No, there it is.
The last second, Burrows blocks the cornerback, and that's what made it a touchdown.
To cut it to 9 points.
That block by Burrows made that touchdown by DeGlow.
I don't know. DeGlow could. Who knows? DeGlow could have plowed over that kid.
Very possible.
Ash Jerome's kick is up and good, and almost hits the scoreboard.
So great extra point by Asher Jerome.
And that missed extra point by the Elks is going to come up, and it could be huge, as now Fairmont's just down 9.
Wow, this game changed quickly.
A minute 10 left. It'll be interesting to see what Fairmont does with this kick.
Well, great running catch by DeGlow, great block by Burrows, but most of all, great fake by Braden Miller. Really faking that pitch they've already ran 3 times in this drive. And you think this guy, you can tell he comes in with a different game plan for each team every week. Dave Miller, it seems like he just pulls more stuff out of his bag. You wonder when he's eventually going to run out. We haven't seen any passing at all by Braden Miller until that, except for the incompletion.
Man, it could be 21-10 if DeGlow, or no, that was Stamer, could have caught that ball.
He didn't, and it is 23-14. So Fairmont needs to hold them. They want to have an even better chance of getting back in this game. And Alec Grandin will be limited possibly from his feet here. He'll have to elect to throw a lot, which we know he doesn't have a problem with. But it's still, that's what you want to do. He's been burning you with his feet all game. You want him to get to throw a little bit. See how that goes. So
Ash Jerome's kick is going to the sidelines once again.
He knows that he's running backwards. He is running backwards, grabbing the tee.
I was about to say he's going to get his tee.
Yeah.
Ugh. Another kick that goes out of bounds, and they'll start this at the 35. Well, now with 3 timeouts. 3 timeouts for Centerville. Grandin might be able to run the ball.
After the kick goes out of bounds, the ball is spotted at the 35-yard line, where Centerville starts out.
So after that play, I'm expecting to see the squib utilized for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Especially after those 2 kicks by Asher Room, as Alec Grandin brings his offense onto the field. They'll start out in a 5-receiver set, nobody in the backfield.
This is the first time I've seen Centerville line up in that tonight. Grandin back to pass. Grandin looking for an opening.
Oh!
Almost a tip.
And Jonas Smith was covering him the whole time. He stayed with him through the short curl, and when Spiewak extended the route, he just simply wasn't fast enough to catch up with him.
Watch
Jonas Smith in the middle. He bumped him.
Oh, that's not Spiewak. That's number 11, Trey King.
Oh, okay.
Grandin back to pass, throws it, and it just goes out of bounds.
Grandin's pass intended for number 3, Shelton, goes out of bounds, incomplete.
Grandin's got to watch that. He was not out of the tackle box.
3rd and 2 from the 43.
So this Fairmont pass rush is non-existent right now. They're rushing 3 on this drive, reasonably enough.
Well, maybe
the
if they
5-receiver set.
drop another one down. And that's enough for a first down. Spiewak with the catch there, and he is pushed out of bounds by number 2, Ryan Hall. 38.3 seconds left. Ball's out to the 49-yard line.
Completion moves the ball out to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Centerville.
So far, I mean, you like how Fairmont's defending this drill or this drive. Spiewak with the catch doesn't get out of bounds. No, the refs say he does.
He moves across midfield.
So 33 seconds left. They're marching down pretty fast here.
I don't know if he gets out of bounds on this one. No, he does. He gets the hand. He taps it down before his knee comes down in bounds. 2nd and 2 from the 43.
And just going short plays out of bounds here. It's a pretty smart drive. And they're playing really off with the receivers now.
Grandin back to pass. That's a tug.
That's a hold.
Spiewak with a touchdown
Oh my
catch.
goodness.
And number 1, Marquise Williams, comes up with a touchdown-saving tackle, but there should have been at least 2 different holding penalties on that for the Elks. Watch this.
Completely dumbfounded, Jared.
Watch this. Watch. That's Ty Smith. Watch him. He gets pulled right there. That's holding. And that's a block in the back right there. And another one. 3 different penalties that could have been called if you're the Firebirds.
This is ridiculous. These refs are seeing nothing right now, man.
You hate to see the refs take away from a great game.
Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is being recorded by Miami Valley Communications Council and media students from Fairmont.
So 23-14, Centerville.
Go to the website mvcc.net to find a schedule for rebroadcasts of this and other games.
Tonight's MVCC Game of the Week is sponsored by Miami Valley Adapted Sports. MVAS is a Paralympic sports club that provides recreational and competitive sporting opportunities for individuals with physical disabilities. Visit MVAS.org, visit Miami Valley Adapted Sports.org for more information.
So here we go. Grandin will bring his offense back out with
Out
2
of-
less receivers and 2 more running backs this time.
Out of the Centerville timeout. 1st and goal from the 5. Harmon's going to get the carry right up the middle, and Harmon will be stopped at about the 3.
And off number 30, Harmon.
And quickly timeout by Centerville.
So great defense by Fairmont in the middle, countering that penetration.
Cody Smith.
So we'll see if Grandin goes back to the pass. He's been wildly successful. And Jared, the refs are going to have to start calling some penalties, man. Sometime in this game, you're going to have to call that little hold or the little block in the back. It's just ridiculous. I've seen it not called way too many times tonight.
And it's going to end up ruining a great game. It could.
2nd and goal from the 3.
It'll be 2nd goal from the 3. Oh. 2nd goal from the 3. Centerville has 1 timeout remaining. 18 seconds left in the first half.
So both teams coming back onto the field, and a very important drive for both teams right here as the first half winds down.
I was just paying attention. Centerville's players has names on the back of their jersey. I did not realize that. Not many teams in G-Walk. And Grandin's pass goes across the middle for a
And
touchdown.
that is
Incomplete.
no good. Kasan Pate ripped the ball out of his hands last second. Great play by the senior defensive back,
Watch this.
as you see on the City Barbecue replay.
I was obstructed by a pillar in my way, and Keeson Pate pulls it away.
He just
Heads
ripped it.
up defense by number, that was 24, right? Yes.
3rd and goal from the 3.
3rd and goal from the 3.
He even beat him on the slant. If Grandin throws that in front of him, he doesn't even have to bring it back, and that's a touchdown. But great heads-up play by Kasan Pate, just like you said, and it's going to bring the red zone stand to 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Harmon gets the carry. No, Grandin gets the carry. Grandin will be stopped short.
Brandon keeps the ball.
And Centerville quickly calls its final timeout with 8.5 seconds left.
And this is literally the last play, Jared. What are you calling right now?
I'm in favor of taking the points. You have to take the field goal here from Centerville. Unless you're for sure that you can get Harmon or Grandin an open lane to the end zone.
And we both know that is not a guarantee, especially with this stingy Firebirds red zone defense. So being pinned down, we'll see what the Firebirds can do. Where they marked it at the 1 yard line. Literally all they have to do is fall over into the end zone.
But you'll have about 9 Firebirds in the way of that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If
Here-
the Firebirds can get penetration, I have no doubt in my mind that they'll stop this call. And they're going to bring the offense up to the 1 yard line. Centerville's going for it, folks.
8.5 seconds left, 4th and 1. Grandin jumps over.
That's going to be a touchdown for Alec Grandin, the Centerville QB.
Alec Grandin scores with 5.6 seconds left in the half.
And pending the extra point, that'll make it 30-14.
Grandin's got to watch that. When he went over the top like that, that could have been knocked out. 1 yard touchdown. I wouldn't say it's a run. It's just a handover.
Well, I said all they had to do was fall down. He didn't even fall down. He just reached out.
Walter's kick is up. And no good. It hits right off the left crossbar.
So second
Two
extra point
missed
mix.
field goal, or 2 missed extra points by the Centerville Elks. And this game is still wide open. What a doink, right off the crossbar. I've never seen that in high school
I was
football.
aggressively off the crossbar. That shook the
He put-
entire field goal post.
It's still shaking. Whew.
So Fairmont has one more return before this half is over,
Hell,
and they've shown some breakout potential.
watch Centerville not kick it to Perkins now.
Well, we'll see what either Jackson or Perkins has in store once Walters comes out here and kicks this. For the most part, though, the first half not running out of excitement to fulfill us. So Walters, after the extra point miss, will come out here and kick it again. Well, it's kind of funny to see how a Tale of Tape kickers edition has gone tonight. Asher Rome has been nearly flawless on extra points. Well, flawless on extra points, 2 for 2, and has been horrible on the kickoffs. And yet it's vice versa with the opposing team's kicker,
Brandon Walters. He's 2 for 4 on extra points.
But he has the kickoffs figured out.
Or no, 2. What? No, he's 1 out of 3, isn't he? Ball fielded at about the 30, and it's going to end there. 0.3 seconds left.
No, they're just going to run it out real quick. It's not worth playing 0.3 seconds.
I don't.
Number 88,
Oh, they did
Chris
just
Thompson
let, they did
feels
just let
it.
the time run off the clock. So that will do it for the first half of our MVCC City Barbecue Game of the Week for week number 9. No, hold on. Centerville or Fairmont staying on the field. They still think there should be time on the clock.
There was 0.3 left, and then they ran it off real quick, hoping no one would notice. And Fairmont noticed.
There is still time on the clock for the first half.
And Fairmont saw them run the 0.3 off real quick, and they want the ball back. They want their 0.3.
I don't know. When he was tackled there, it was about, I think there was about 1.1 seconds left.
Well, you looked at the clock, it stopped, and then it ran over a little bit real quick. And so Fairmont is not having it. They're taking their seconds.
So it's not halftime yet, ladies and gentlemen.
As they'll put 0.3
0.3
still back on the clock.
From their own 33-yard line.
Do you see a pass coming? Do you think Fairmont will do it?
I think if they're going to throw this big of a fit over 0.3 seconds,
You've
they
got
better be passing it.
You have got to
I
have a
know
play.
they did not stay on the field to run a fullback dive with Jesse DeGlow.
Well, you never know. DeGlow has the breakaway ability.
Not versus a 0.3 second drill defense. These guys are ready for the pass.
I'm going to take one of your words. Any given Friday.
All right, we'll see here.
Oh, my goodness. Miller's
in the
in shotgun.
Miller's dropping back.
Miller going to throw it to Ryan Hall. And here comes a pitch. That's Kenan Burrows.
And they'll take their .3 and get a 13-yard passing completion, but will not go anywhere else, as that will end the half 29-14 here in your MVCC Game of the Week, Week 9, Fairmont at Centerville. And I believe that is the half.
And I believe we will finally be able to go to halftime. We'll be back after the bands participate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Fairmont Firebirds. We would like to finish our halftime performance for you with the Centerville fight song. Please stand and join as we cheer on the Elks.
Hello and welcome back to the second. We're about ready for our second half of our City Barbecue Game of the Week for week number 9. Jeff, you have some quick stats for us before we get the second half kicked off?
Yeah, I have a quick update on how Alec Grandin's doing, actually. And unbelievably, is 13 of 16 with 139 yards. The guy who seems to run every play.
Right.
So, but in all seriousness, on the running side, he has 15 attempts, 69 yards, and 3 touchdowns, which is outstanding, along with Ross Harmon, the number 1 back, getting 2 less carries, actually, this game. But, however, 82 yards with no touchdowns. Jake Spiewak, the senior that's leading Gewalk in receiving yards, is leading the team in receiving yards as well. 6 receptions and 86 yards. However, on the Fairmont side, defensively, Trey Baker has a notable 9 tackles. And also, David Stamer has 5 attempts for 50 yards and rushing touchdown. And Braden Miller is 2 for 3 with 33 yards and a passing touchdown. That passing touchdown going to running back Jesse DeGlow. So, impressive statistics.
What
both
stands
teams.
out to me is look at that time of possession. 15:47 for Centerville and 8:13 for Fairmont. Time of possession is what Fairmont has
beating
dominated.
them at their own game. Indeed, Jared, and honestly, Centerville has to do nothing different, nothing at all. We saw 2 mistakes on their first drive, and they were both bad snaps that held them to a field goal. But other than that, they have just played flawlessly this whole entire game.
And they're 24 minutes from wrapping this one up.
Definitely Fairmont has to change something on the defensive side, as this team is rushing all over them. It is ridiculous.
Those last 2 drives for the Firebirds, I mean, granted the last one didn't count because there was only 0.3 seconds left, but the Fairmont moved the ball well, and they take this second half opening kickoff out to about the 40-yard line. Still decent starting field position as they started about the 38-39.
And yeah, definitely Alec Grandin, that player to stand out in the first half. He took over the Centerville offense. You know, he embodied it as he has all year. Just took it to another level with his feet.
25-yard line. Tackles made by number 45,
Alec
Jake
Grandin
Sneed.
really getting it going.
At the 43.
This is where Fairmont has to score on this drive to cut this back to a single-digit lead.
It's easily on their to-do list as Miller under center.
With 2 extra points missed by Brandon Walters and the Elks, this game is wide open scoring-wise if Fairmont can cut the deficit. As
Pitch
the
back to Stamer.
There's the block to the outside. Stamer has a first down across the 50 and into their Firebird territory down to the 49.
So good run by David Stamer, and we saw a bunch of good runs from him in the first half. To note, particularly 2 pitches.
Look at that block. Burrows with an excellent block on the edge, and Perkins blocking upfield.
Well, everybody can block on the Fairmont offense. That's something that's a part of their identity. And with that, Stamer now has 62 yards and 6 carries. So
6 excellent rushing attempts for the. Is he a junior?
yeah, he's a
Senior?
junior. He's a junior.
And around with Perkins. Perkins has to get the edge, and Perkins is upended, and he actually, well,
No, No, he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Lost the one, so it'll be second 11. Good play call, but no blocking.
Yeah, Perkins could have went either way there. Instead, he just
And
kind of went in the middle of the fork in the road.
Ryan Hall checks in for the first time this second half on the offensive side of the ball. And he'll come down here to the bottom side of your screen. Going to be one-on-one coverage with Ross Garrett.
So we'll see if if they'll incorporate the passing game a lot more here in the second half. Didn't see a lot of it. 3 attempts, 2 completions, and 33 yards and a touchdown. So not much going for the Firebirds passing game. Possibly would have been 2 touchdowns if Braden Miller didn't overthrow an open pass in the first half.
And they're going to say reset the clock, or reset the play clock.
So clock problems once again for this Elks home stadium. So here we go. With the clock reset, the Firebirds will set up in their usual formation. With DeGlow and Stamer back, Burrows on the wing, and Hall out wide.
Have you really seen Burrow or Stamer stand next to him though? And DeGlow back to pass and incomplete.
And Miller went for the pass, almost intercepted though.
Let's check the replay. Watch Garrett come in and close this down. And got there right as the ball did. 3rd and 11 now.
So we'll see if we'll see another pass. Last time that we saw 2 receivers out there, it was a pass. And you got Perkins at the top of your screen and Ryan Hall at the bottom, number 3 and 2. Miller under center, taking direction. Play clock at 6.
Miller hands off to DeGlow. No, pulls it out. Pitches out to Burrows.
That's Stamer once again. He finds a seam. He is going. Stamer may go all the way.
Down to the 10. And
That's
it's
a touchdown.
David
That
Stamer
is
with a 49-yard
touchdown.
touchdown run. And who's this Firebird that's back here hurt? That's number 57. Caleb Smith.
And David Stamer just hustling out. He found that seam. He ran with it and fights out the last 6 yards.
And he
just
does,
plunging in,
yeah.
Barely.
But now all eyes are on the Centerville Elks midfield logo as Caleb Smith is down. The senior 5'11", 200-pound offensive lineman.
Now, Caleb Smith has been a grinder this year on that offensive line. Any kind of penetration they can get inside, he is part of it.
Now, if you're Fairmont here, do you go for 2 to make this a 7-point game?
I don't see why not. I'm laying it all on the table here.
Caleb Smith is up.
Every given opportunity, I am laying it all out on the table if I'm Fairmont.
Oh, no, that's 67. My apologies. Jared Feltner.
He's also an essential part of the offensive and defensive line. So here we go. Firebirds are setting up, and
they're going to go for the extra point to keep it an 8-point game.
So coming out right here and scoring immediately, exactly what the Firebirds had in mind. And David Stamer has been the player of the game
High
so
snap.
far.
Kick is still up and good, though. And Fairmont
And the kick is good.
is back into this game once again. A single possession deficit now.
Long snapper
How
is
about that
Feltner,
number
holder
26,
number 12,
Kate?
Miller, and putting it through the upright.
What? Kate? What were you going to say?
I don't know. David Stamer.
David Stamer. Were you about to say Caden Wenger?
I don't know.
Left in the third quarter.
But David Stamer is this. I get every running back has had their shining through game so far this year. It's been Jesse DeGlow most of the year. Kenan Burrows was the first game against Alter having a touchdown. And Jake Perkins has been mixed in throughout the games, having big plays, big yards. And I think tonight is David Stamer's night.
The new scoreboard and video board here at Centerville Stadium was made possible.
Now it'll be interesting to see what Fairmont does. In our game a few weeks ago against Springboro, Fairmont was down by 14. Got the second half possession, went down, got the touchdown, and they onside kicked it and recovered.
Well, that will be a gigantic play to rip open the game if they can come back and win this one in a heated rivalry like this one. Asher Rome will set up for the kickoff. That'll bring David Stamer to almost 400 yards in the season and 5 touchdowns after that run, Jared.
Asher Rome's kick right down the middle.
Best kick of the night by
Fielded
far.
at about the 11. And hit immediately. That is number 1, Marquise Williams. Right at the 21, a kick return of 10 yards. Watch this replay. Marquise Williams hit them right in the open field.
Now you see, Jared, in the City Barbecue replay,
But, well,
Kyle
say the
Moyer
22.
takes that one, and Marquise Williams just plays right through all the Centerville Elks blockers, straight to the ball carrier. Great instinct there by Marquise Williams. And that'll bring out the man of the night, Alec Grandin, senior quarterback, who's been running over this defense. We'll see what number 7 can get brewing this offensive possession.
Let's see if Fairmont puts a spy on him. And that ball incomplete.
So the cut route.
Intended to number 14, J.R. Miser.
See Jared on the outside, he gets the corner going just a little bit, backpedaling, and he cuts immediately in. Just a drop there, a pretty bad drop. Could have had about 5 yards.
That was behind the receiver too. That was well behind the intended receiver in Miser. Let's see if number 27, Trayvon Gaston can. And there you go. The Firebirds defense hits him right at the line, maybe a gain of 1.
And whatever adjustments that were made really well, as Garrett Baker is there on the stop. As the sophomore has had to fill a huge void left in the defense with his older brother, senior Josh Baker, being out all season with a leg injury.
I thought he was expected to come back soon.
Nah, me too, dude.
Yeah. 3rd and 9 from the 24.
Spiewak in motion.
Grandin rolling to the right. Grandin throwing a lob pass, and it's complete to Spiewak out to the 38.
And everybody in the stands saw that one. Everyone down on the sideline saw that one. The only people who didn't were the Firebirds D. You see Spiewak, it looks like he's going on a flat, and he turns around, gets the edge around Marquise Williams, and goes towards the void in the defense. Great play by Spiewak.
Grandin going to run right up the middle. Grandin maybe gains about 4 on the play out to the 41. So pick up about 3.
That's something incredible about Alec Grandin. He has 3 rushing touchdowns on the night, more than he's had all season.
I was about to say, I think he's only had, 1 rushing touchdown on the year?
Yeah, and that run right there puts him over 100 yards too.
Right.
I mean 200 yards. So Grandin gets it in the gun again.
Grandin throws a bullet out to the Spiewak. Spiewak out past the 50, down inside the 45. But there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the flag is. Holding against Centerville. So that'll back him. Did you let that one slip out?
So great play design by Centerville's offense, but the holding call gets him finally. It catches up to him.
I take it you have not agreed with the refs all night, Jeff.
As you can see on the City Barbecue replay, Jared.
Oh, it's definitely holding, but so that'll back it. It'll be 2nd and 16?
Tremendous setback for the Elks here.
2nd and 18 from the 30. Firebirds defense needs to get a huge stop.
This would be huge, Jared. Gargantuan, actually. If they can get this stop, it will change the entire axis of the game.
Makes you want to get up on the edge of your seat.
I have a feeling we'll be doing that a lot tonight. Grandin with a 4-receiver set, trips on the right side.
Spiewak alone down here, guarded by Ryan Hall. Let's see what Fairmont does. They show 4. They're only going to rush 3. Spiewak throws out.
Spiewak gets him again.
But I think Fairmont will take that. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Well, I know they'll take it, Jared, but Ryan Hall eventually has to clamp down on the receivers. He cannot get away with the entire season.
Hall was virtually perfect last week against
dropping back.
Wayne and covering LaChristian Smith.
Well, and that's crazy because he had a lot of trouble with Tyler Johnson and the same concepts, curl routes. Cutting off the deep route. He can't seem to stay with him.
Grandin back to pass. Ty Smith almost gets home on the sack. Grandin throw it to the far sideline.
Fantastic play by Alec Grandin, getting out of the pocket and making something happen.
Picks up enough for a first down and moves into Firebirds territory.
This senior quarterback has just been incredible this season. Jared, watch this. Steps up in the pocket right past Ty Smith and finds the hole in the zone finally. So they're only rushing 3 here in the 4 receiver set.
Let's see what they do. Grandin's
That's
going
a
to hand
run.
it off. Grandin's going to hand it off, and he's tackled right. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Jonas Smith missed that tackle very badly. He should have had that going to the edge.
Number 75, Jacob Herman, checks into the game for the Firebirds defensively. So gain of 1, 2nd, 9 from the 45.
And now, ever since that run happened, Jared, they're bringing 4 linemen back into the game.
You've got to try and get someone home on Alex Grandin. And Grandin's going to keep it, tuck it, pass out to Spiewak. And Spiewak has a first down inside the 35. Tackled by Ryan Hall, but Fairmont needs to quit playing zone defense, and they need to switch to man-to-man.
They're going to burn them all night, Jared. Ryan Hall just starts backpedaling, and all you got to do is a Spiewak cut one way. And timing has been perfect on every one of Alec Grandin's passes tonight. Grandin has been absolutely shredding this defense, and something needs to be done about the coverage scheme. They fixed the running holes.
Grandin throws a quick pass to the outside, and that is, I don't see who that is. Is that Donnie Shelton?
No, that's number 11,
11,
Trey King.
Trey King. Another
senior slot
first down
receiver.
move.
And look how quick those passes are, Jared. They're catching them while they're dropping back. They're ready for that deep play that hasn't happened yet.
Jonas Smith almost gets a hand on it for the Firebirds.
So instead of the Firebirds making a momentous stop, they let Centerville
They
march
had him
down on them.
2nd and 18 back here at the 30.
And then 3rd and 10, and that's what Grandin made that play. So big holes in the coverage now.
Grandin going to tuck it and run. And Grandin
Good.
he made number 9, Garrett Baker miss, but it looks like he got tackled by number 62, Jacob Waski.
Yeah, Baker missed that tackle there, but good effort staying home at the defensive end spot. That's where a lot of people got at the high school level, is not staying home.
2nd and 8, Donnie Shelton and Spiewak to the top. You'll have King and Miser down here to the bottom. Grandin going to pitch it to Harmon.
And that's gone. Ross Harmon is into the end zone for his first touchdown of the day.
18-yard touchdown run for the Centerville Elks.
And that was rough to watch as you see Trey Baker tries to come around and swoop his feet and just can't do it. Ross Harmon keeps him turning and straight into the end zone. So that shifts the score really quickly.
35-21 pending this extra point. I'm not going to say anything for Walters because Walters has missed the last 2.
Walters will try to get back on his horse here. That's a snap.
Kick is up and kick is good. So 36-21 now lead the Centerville Elks with 6.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
There needs to be major defensive adjustments made.
Yeah, Fairmont, you would have thought they would have come out of the second half, or that you would have thought Fairmont would have come out in the second half and maybe switching their defensive schemes from more of a zone to man-to-man. But right now, it's still playing zone, and Alec Grandin and the Centerville offensive attack is murdering them.
Well, a great play last time by Centerville as they saw they had one-on-one coverage on the outside and caught them off guard with a run and just went to the side with less people, simply. That's all they did, and they let the blocking take over from there. This Centerville offense is looking very, very crisp tonight.
And if Fairmont goes on to lose this game, it makes their playoff push a whole lot tougher. And with a tough opponent next week in Springfield for Fairmont, that's not an easy game for the Firebirds.
Yeah, this coach Dave Miller has had almost too good to be true season, but It'll definitely.
A squib kick right up the middle, and the Firebirds are going to get decent starting field position again, out past the 40, out to the 42.
Return by number 88, Chris Thompson. Sophomore on the play.
You hate to see it, but I mean, Fairmont they're going to have to almost bring out blitzes this rest of this game, and because they're not keeping anybody on Grandin. Grandin is being able now, I mean, now he's not really running that much, but he's stepping up into the pocket, and there's nobody there for the Firebirds to make or adjust the throw or put pressure on him. I mean, and Fairmont's offense has been playing great. They've only had 1 3-and-out, I think. No, Ryan Hall's had to punt twice, so they've had to punt twice this game.
2 receivers. Miller tosses it to Stamer.
Stamer with a big run, gain of about 6.
That kid runs with so much intensity. Stamer taking the pitch again. And I was surprised they came out with a 2-receiver set there, but that will quickly be changed as Perkins will come out for another lineman.
And almost a run for the Firebirds guaranteed on this play.
Hall the only receiver, and he is out wide.
Guarded by number 4, Ross Garrett. You got Burrows out there at the top of the line of scrimmage. Stamer with the pitch. Somehow that ball looked like it was on the ground.
Yeah.
And Stamer somehow maybe gets the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. Let's see, did that ball touch the ground?
Yeah,
yes, it did. Stamer luckily picked it up off the ground.
Those pitches that have been so picture perfect for Braden Miller all this year are looking a little more difficult tonight. We touched on his mistakes later in the first half, but starting to reoccur a little bit. Almost got Centerville a jump with the fake motion.
3rd and 3 from the 47. DeGlow carry up the middle. He'll be about a yard or 2 short. That's a bad spot by the refs, and DeGlow is slow to get up.
Yeah, he had forward progress there all the way. I don't know why he's a step back.
That is a terrible spot by the refs. 4th and 2, and it looks like Fairmont's going to keep their offense on the field.
So here we go. Fairmont's been pretty good in short yardage situations this year. See what they can do this time. Braden Miller.
Play clock's down to 5. I don't think they're going to hike it.
And
Fairmont
timeout.
takes its 2nd timeout of the half.
So now it's looking.
They only have 1 timeout left in this game.
I can see no possible scenario, Jared, where they're punting this ball. They cannot. They're down 15. They haven't been able to stop Centerville whatsoever. 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. I just don't see him punting it here.
I don't know.
But one thing I've learned watching Fairmont and talking to some of their fans is if Miller says it, you do it. This guy has been gold play calling this year and has just reinvented this entire Fairmont program, done a great job in his 2nd year as head coach. And almost everything he does, you're going to trust. So here we go. Miller brings his triple option back out here in a few seconds after the timeout.
I don't know. I don't see Braden Miller in there. There he is.
They're going for it.
They are going to go for it.
And with no receivers on the field but one, and that's Jake Perkins.
Where's he at? Oh, he's right here.
And they're not even going to put him as receiver. This is going to be a run.
Tell the play clock to reset.
So Miller receiving instruction, or perhaps just waiting. DeGlow in the backfield. Looks like he's going to get the carry with the fullback.
You never know.
I mean, that fullback looks pretty stout, man. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't put him in for no reason.
Play clock is down to 5. 4, 3. Perkins gets a pitch to the outside. Perkins
He's gonna
will
be
not
stopped
get it.
cold, and they will go nowhere.
Actually loses 2 on the play. No, 3 as they're tackled at the 45. Let's see the City Barbecue replay.
He didn't even fake it at all. He just straight tossed to Perkins and stopped instantly.
Number 45, Jake Sneed with first contact. Now if you're Fairmont, your defense has to come up. You have to get a turnover or a stop.
Just something to desperately cling onto this game. And the way Alec Grandin has been playing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it does not look like it's going to happen anytime soon.
It's going to have to almost be a turnover.
Grandin straight up, nope, play fake, and there you go. Spiewak wide open on the sideline for I don't even know how many times that is. It seems they've ran the same concept over and over again, Jared. They're just milking that 2 receiver set, and who's ever lined up with Spiewak is blocking.
Gain of 12 on that.
Alec Grandin bringing it back. Trips on the right side at the top of your screen.
High snap. Grandin completes the pass to the outside.
There's a gigantic hole in that Fairmont zone.
Number 11, Trey King with the catch, and he'll gain about 8 or 9 on the play. Trey Baker with the tackle. Second and 2 from the 25.
So Grandin again, the senior QB.
Hands
And
off.
nope.
No, keeps it. And he dives forward, and I don't think he has enough for it.
2 completely different. Nope. They're the same spot. They marked out a first down by 2 yards.
I didn't think he got that close. He had to get to the...
Yeah, he got down.
Oh.
So we'll see that trips at the top of your screen again.
But they're going to target Spiewak down here at the bottom. I guarantee it. They've done it all night. Going to Spiewak. Spiewak
And
drops
he drops it.
That was a touchdown for the Elks if Spiewak holds on to that.
And he just goes straight into the teeth of the Fairmont defense, and there's no one in the middle. As you see on the City Barbecue replay, play action goes straight down that seam where nobody is filling the zone.
Ryan Hall needs to stay on Jake Spiewak. Play clock's down to 10.
The same exact formation, Jared.
And they're going to run it this time. No, they're going to pull it out. High snap to Shelton, and Shelton catches it. And Shelton's down inside the 5, down to about the 3.
And you are witnessing now total domination.
This is flawless quarterbacking by Alec Grandin.
Everything's flawless. I 100% agree with you. The routes ran, the play design, the timing, how Alec just steps back there. First look, second look, bam.
And that's a false start by Donnie Shelton.
Yeah.
That'll back him up 5.
Helps out Fairmont a little bit, but not much as they're still down by 15 with the opposing team in the red zone.
First at 8, goal to go.
That's 2:35 left in the third quarter.
I mean, if you're the Firebirds, you have to hope to get a turnover. Because I think if Centerville gets down to 4th down, I'm sure they'll take the points. You have to force a turnover if you're the Firebirds.
Grandin drops back here.
Hands it to Shelton. No, Grandin keeps it. Grandin will run in from 8 yards out for his 4th touchdown run of the night.
Wow, 4 touchdown runs for Alec Grandin and well over 200 passing yards. In only 4 incompletions the entire game.
Alec Grandin, you see here, goes right up the middle, untouched. Number 9, Khalil Jones, almost there to wrap him up by the shoelaces.
Centerville just looks better as the game goes on. They are running their offense almost flawless at this point, seamlessly marching to victory. Brandon Walters, and that's straight
Kick
down the
is
middle.
up and good. Lead is now 43-21.
Late in the game, Jared, and this one's starting to get a little out of hand.
If you're the Fire, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna put themselves in a situation where all it's gonna be is passing. But I don't see Dave Miller. He could be down. Well, like now, down 22 points, and I don't see him
Getting away from his system.
running away and throwing the ball.
I don't know. In the 2 years I've been calling this guy, he's just been so unpredictable.
Unpredictable, yes, but he's still not going to break sweat and go completely away from his game plan.
No, never completely. That they tried to kind of do that in the Beaver Creek game and really force something that they didn't want to.
Well, now they're being forced to do something that they don't want to do.
So with the season on the line, the Firebirds will get the ball back again with 2:11 here to go and 14 minutes left in the game total.
You've just got to hope a lot of computer points go your way.
Come on.
Bad special teams there. And Jake Perkins luckily lands on the ball at the 19-yard line.
Well, over the head of Chris Thompson trying to make a play too hard. As you see on the City Barbecue replay, he jumps up and goes for it.
He should have just taken a step back and caught it off the bounce.
Something, man.
.22 points, 2:08 left in the third. Fairmont is almost going to be put in a predicament where they have to pass. Lone receiver out there, Ryan Hall, at the top of your screen. I don't even think they've targeted him yet.
No, not this good.
Miller keeps it, pitches out to Stamer. Stamer has the edge and out to about the 24-yard line, so pick of about 5.
There's something that's been working all night. David Stamer, just about the only bright part of the Fairmont offense. This kid has been gold this game. Running hard and running as far as he can. David Stamer has been a spectacle tonight as Miller leads the offense back out once again.
Braden Miller back to pass, throwing it deep down the sideline to Ryan Hall.
That's pass interference.
And that's pass interference. So a big play there, a big penalty going against number 6, Riley Bolton.
As you can see on the City Barbecue replay, number 44 almost getting the Miller. He has to let it go pretty quickly, and Ryan Hall is going to get a hold of that ball if Polton just doesn't grab his hand.
Be a 15-yard penalty.
Don't know what they're doing.
It's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, so they have to go
all
the way back to the line of scrimmage and walk out 15 yards to the 40.
Gotcha. That penalty is going to help out the Firebirds immensely, though.
I say you do that play again.
Well, Ryan Hall is one of the more dangerous receivers in G-Walk that you never hear about because of his system. He's 6'3", 190, fully capable. A lot of leaping ability, too.
Miller pitches it out to Stamer, and Stamer will be across the 45, a pickup of about 6 on the play.
Centerville's D doing a great job all day at defending the triple option. Sometimes you just guess the wrong options, though. You can only defend that to a certain extent, and they've been doing their best tonight.
As we are under a minute left in the third quarter.
And Miller looks reluctant to go away from the game plan so far. Miller running another play He's going to keep it up the middle, and that'll be enough for a first down. They faked it to DeGlow and then followed him up to the hole. As you see on the City Barbecue replay, get him with the fake hit, then the fake to DeGlow, and straight up the middle through that hole. Braden Miller doing a good job there. The one receiver on the play will be again Ryan Hall at the top of your screen, set up in regular triple option formation.
Miller fakes the pitch, stays on his feet. Miller still on his feet. They're down to about the 41-yard line, 42, and that'll be how the third quarter ends on an 8-yard run by Braden Miller. So Fairmont driving as the third quarter ends, but Centerville still up 22 points, 43-21 in our City Barbecue Game of the Week, week number 9. It is the end of the third quarter, so that means it's time to reveal tonight's student section battle winner on Twitter. Tonight's Battle of the Student Section winner, powered by City Barbecue, is the Fairmont Firebirds Student Section with a total of 470 votes compared to Centerville's 313. So the Firebirds pick up their second Student Section battle win of the year. You see there across the field, the Fairmont Loud crowd. So they won Spirit Chain and they won the Student Section battle. But where it all counts,
I don't think they're going to complete the sweep
the
here.
The trifecta of the sweep, I don't think will happen. Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is being recorded by the Miami Valley Communications Council media students from Kettering Fairmont High School. Go to our website, MVCC.net, to find a schedule for rebroadcast of this game and others throughout the season. Catch tonight's game powered by City Barbecue on Spectrum Cable Channel 21 or MVCC.net. Use the hashtag CityBarbecueReplay to join in on the conversation. Go to MVCC.social to find us all over social media. Follow us for updates all season long and join in on the conversation using that hashtag CityBarbecueReplay. So it'll be 2nd and 2. Start the fourth quarter here.
So they're going to line up with two receivers on the same side.
Miller back to pass. No, Miller scrambling. Miller. Oh, he has enough for a first down, though.
Wow, that could have been broken big. Great hustle and determination by Miller out of that pocket. And Miller's going to be tying his shoe. Okay.
Oh. Watch this, Miller. He's back to pass. It's covered perfectly. Miller somehow breaks through, and he almost breaks the shoelace tackle by number, was that 40? Dylan Haller.
Apparently that was the shoelace tackle.
Why, because the shoelace came untied?
Yeah.
So far, David Stamer for the Firebirds has 131 yards carry, or 131 yards rushing, and Ross Harmon has 102 yards for the Elks. Grandin is over 200 yards passing, 242. Kenan Burrows with a big hold to the outside, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 24. Well, the ref's still marking out to the 22.
And good job working that run towards the sideline. As time is ticking here in the third, they're running out of time.
They have to score quickly here. It's a score and either an onside kick or whatever.
Well, they have to get a stop here, dude. No matter what it is, they have to get at least 2 stops. So that is going to be the real challenge. As we know the Firebirds are offensively capable, and we've seen it against every single team they played this year. And the real question is, can they stop Centerville's offense?
Play clock's down to 5. Miller keeps it himself. Miller running right up the middle. Miller out just outside the 10, maybe down to the 11.
Going to mark them at the first down marker, actually.
And let's see, it's about a half a yard short.
So good run.
Well,
Fake to the glow, straight up
No,
the
they
middle.
call enough for a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11.
They'll move the change last second. Only one receiver out here. At the bottom of your screen, Ryan Hall, and they'll run the clock.
And I think that was
No, that was the glow.
The glow.
Stop for nothing. So 2nd and 10.
If you're the Firebirds, you have to have the play called. and have your linemen up there ready for this. I mean, granted, you're down multiple scores, but you have to play like you want to try and get yourself back into this game. And Miller going to keep it himself, and I do not know what that was.
So a broken play goes for about 1 yard there.
And it's 3rd and 9. Gain of 2, so 3rd and 8. Third and 9 at the 11. You see there Dave Miller with the headset on, barking orders at the team.
2 receivers now for the Firebirds.
Miller fakes the handoff. Miller going to keep it right up the middle, and Miller will be down to the 5.
And that's going to be about 4th and 2 there. 4th and 3 possibly.
He has, I think they can get a first down at the 2. Fairmont running people on late. The Firebirds, it doesn't look like they want to get this play hiked. The play clock's down to 10. Miller under center. Miller rolling out, throws it. That's Burrows. Burrows makes people
Burrows
miss.
into the end zone.
And Miller 3-yard passing touchdown, or a 5-yard passing touchdown on 4th and 3.
It's his 2nd of the game and 4th of the year. So good pass.
Good play.
And look at this cut by Burrows.
And he just whoop. And look, he broke. I don't know. He has broken ankles. He wasn't even on the play.
So Asher Rome will set up here for an extra point. It's been money tonight, so shouldn't expect any problems. Rome's kick
is up.
It's through.
And good.
And here begins the real challenge. Down by 15, 8:43 left in the 4th. How can Fairmont stop the Elks offense? And this is the most colossal challenge that they've had all night as Alec Grandin, Spiewak, Harmon running all over this defense rampantly this game. If Fairmont can get a stop, a quick stop, then an expected surge is to come into this offense next time around. So Asher Rome on the kickoff. A little risky as he already has 2 flags on the night. Sophomore kicker, number 93.
I don't expect this one to go deep. I'm anticipating an onside kick here.
And number 12, Kyle Moyer, and number 14, J.R. Melzer, back to return the kick.
I mean, they're only standing at about the 25.
Yeah, they're not expecting a big kick either. See what sophomore Asher Rome has in store in this kickoff as he steps back.
If you want to look at which way you want to kick it, maybe towards the top of the formation against the Elks, they only have 3 total people up there on the right side of the hash marks.
And that's an onside kick.
It goes 10 yards.
And I think that's Centerville's ball.
It goes 10 yards. Who has the ball?
And Centerville will fall on it. It looked like Fairmont had it.
No, Fairmont did get it, didn't they?
Fairmont came up with the ball. As you can see on the City Barbecue replay, Asher Rome fell on the ball. Asher Rome fell on the ball. That's Fairmont's ball.
And it is the Firebirds. The refs just changed the signal.
They turned that around. Wow, how incredible. And they get exactly what they need after a momentous score. Kicking the onside kick, recovering it. Now it's time to play football, Jared.
What is that ref looking at? He was standing right there. 2 Firebirds fell on the ball before 1 Elk even got to it.
Yeah, we saw it clearly on the City Barbecue replay. Asher Rome came up with the ball. He fell on the ball. Shouldn't be any question
and came
in that
up with
one.
the ball.
Yeah.
He
handed the ball to the ref.
Yeah, here, I got the kickoff, but here, let's just say it's Centerville's. And the refs are still meeting at midfield.
And I don't think Yeah, there's nothing to talk about.
They're just making dinner plans for after the game.
Fairmont was on top of the ball at first and came up with it. No question there.
I know. Do they want to try to see Dave Miller get mad? Renewed life for the Firebirds. Miller pitches out to Stamer. Stamer rolling inside the 50 down to about the 44, or no, the 46. But the Firebirds have got to get stuff going, moving down the field quickly. They're down 15 points, but have the ball.
Hey folks, as some people are heading out toward the parking lot, please remember it is a one-way traffic pattern. As you're walking toward the school building, you must exit over toward the right side, the east side of the school.
Here we go. Miller bringing him back up again. Drop back.
Miller going deep. Double cover
Ryan
to Ryan
Hall.
Hall.
Oh
And Ryan
my
Hall
God!
comes up. Incomplete.
It's great double coverage, but Ryan Hall caught that ball, ladies and gentlemen. He dropped it after it was knocked out. City Barbecue replay shows it all. Faked it a glow. Miller airs it out, going deep.
Right in the breadbasket to Hall.
And that coverage definitely affected the ball. For sure, Ryan Hall almost had that one, and he's going to think about that one tonight.
3rd and 6 from the 46. Two receivers, looks like, is that Hall at the top?
And Miller runs it to the glow, runs into a brick wall of black jerseys.
It'll be 4th and 6, 7:45 left. And DeGlow is slow to get up. Or that's not DeGlow, is it?
No, that's a lineman. That's number
No, that is. He was
67.
slow to get up.
Jared Feltner again. Walking a little briskly.
4th and 6, 7.5 minutes left from
And there
the
is
46.
two receivers out there, Jared. Very well could be a pass. Kenan Burrows, David Stamer, Jesse DeGlow all back in the backfield.
Miller back to pass.
And cranks it over, and that may well be the end of the game. Miller had him open, overthrew him by a mile. Great pass rush there by the Centerville defensive line.
Miller did have to get rid of it in a hurry. Watch.
That was a heavy blitz. That was a 7-man blitz right there, bringing all 3 linebackers. So it will be Centerville Elks ball. Great effort there by Fairmont, but Braden Miller didn't quite read that blitz and had to get it out. Panicked at the last second. So the junior quarterback tonight has made his mistakes, but he has had his triumphs throughout the season. They definitely balance out as Brandon takes the snap and hands it off to Harmon, who goes absolutely nowhere, dropped by Garrett Baker in the backfield. Great play by the sophomore defensive end.
2nd and 11.
And these seniors have a lot to play for. Last game against Centerville, they're down 15.
Grandin back to pass, throws a lob out to Spiewak. Spiewak breaks a tackle out of bounds, and again has enough for, well,
They're going to mark them really close.
it'll be 3rd and about a ball length.
And they marked that one out at the right distance, and they're going to call it just a little bit short, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
Official stoppage. They're going to bring the chains all the way from the far sideline.
Here we go. Here's the measurement, ladies and gentlemen.
This camera maybe can pan down a little bit. Not enough for a first down. And
They'll
yes,
call
it
it.
is. That is like a
So close. Good effort by Grandin and Spiewak on the play.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 44. 6:33 left. All Fairmont can do for the rest of this week is all they can do is hope that the teams below them lost. Ooh.
Fairmont making this playoff push. It's going to be. It's going to bring Springfield. If they lose tonight, it's going to bring Springfield in a must-win situation. So the usual 4 receivers set with Harmon in the backfield. Grandin at QB in the gun. Grandin drops back after the fake. Spiewak on the screen.
And Spiewak tackled immediately in the backfield.
Hafiz Egakume, the senior outside linebacker, making the play on that screen.
A loss of 2. 2nd and 12.
Alec Grandin, they're losing 2 on the play. Come back out in the same set. Really milking the clock. They have to stop him here.
Play clock's down to 2. Hikes it at 2. Grandin keeps the ball. It'll be 3rd down, and let's see if Fairmont takes a timeout. It'll be 3rd and 7, and I don't think the Firebirds are going to take the timeout yet.
They're not going to call it. They're going to try to make this 3rd down stop and then go from there.
Take the timeout. I think if they get this stop, you take the timeout.
All I'm saying is if Miller gets the ball back and he can still win it, I think it's time to pass. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Play clock's down to 15. They won't hike it until the clock gets under 5. Oh, they hike it with 7 seconds left. And Grandin to Spiewak across the middle.
Straight through the seam. And for, I don't know how many times tonight, Jared, Grandin has burnt this zone defense.
It's something that Fairmont has. They've lived by the zone. We've seen them live and die by the zone. And Centerville is just mastering this zone attack.
And with those little slants and those little curls and the little out routes. It's very strategical by Alec Grandin and this Centerville offense moving the ball tonight.
And to be honest, I'm surprised Miller did not make an adjustment at halftime to this zone attack. Grandin hands off to Harshman, and Harshman will be close to a 1st down.
Correction, that's Ross Harmon.
Harmon, sorry.
On the 11-yard run.
No, they call him a yard short. They call him 2 yards short. That looked like a better run than what that was.
And the hopes of the Firebirds slipping away with every second.
The Firebirds are going to take this loss on the chin and be in a must-win next week against the Springfield Wildcats on senior night. And we'll be back here for the final week of the season, senior night for the Centerville Elks, as they'll host the Beaver Creek Beavers. And Harshman's carry will be enough for a 1st down.
Ross Harmon.
Harmon, shut up. Trey Baker with the tackle.
Still a little hope if they get this stop, if they get any kind of turnover.
It's a 1st down.
If they get any kind of turnover here. The game is still in grips, but they absolutely have to get a turnover.
They have to be. It has to be a turnover here, and you're going to have to score immediately. But I don't see Centerville passing the ball the rest of this game with 3.5 minutes left.
The way they've been moving the ball, they don't really need to. Grandin, handoff to Harmon, straight up the middle. It's going to gain about 4, 5 on the play. Yeah. Final total is 4 yards on the run by Ross Harmon, straight up the middle.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4 as we're under 3 minutes left. You look across the field and you see the Firebirds starting to funnel out, making the way. A high snap, fumble, turnover.
Oh my goodness, it is Fairmont's ball.
There is a slim chance for the Firebirds.
There's a chance. There is a chance indeed. Turn around, guys. Turn around. Still walking out of the stadium.
I don't think the Firebirds fans realized there was a turnover.
They're clearing out pretty fast, Jared.
But 15 points, 2.5 minutes left. I'm not going to say it's impossible. But there's a lot of stuff that has to align. And you're going to have to see a lot of passes here.
A lot of passes.
And another onside
And
kick.
another onside kick, and if that doesn't work, 3 timeouts and pray for the best.
Well, Fairmont only has 2. Miller pitches out to Stamer. Stamer cuts back in. Stamer cuts back out at the 20.
That's Burrows.
Oh, that's Burrows. Stamer's running with him. First down for the Firebirds, but the Firebirds have to have their linemen up there ready with this play called.
Getting everybody in order. They're swapping men off the field. Number 72.
Maybe they bring into a
Tyler
play.
Kolsky coming in for the fellow senior Jake Perkins.
Maybe they bring. This is a passing play. You almost have to guarantee it. 2:22 left.
And they're still
They're
slowly
still just
constructing their
slowly
offense.
wasting time. Miller back to pass. Miller throws it to the outside to Burrows. Incomplete.
Well, at least just stop the clock.
Yeah, but Fairmont took way too much time. They could have hiked the ball at 2:40, and they drove the play clock down all the way to 13. 2nd and 10, 2:09 left.
Fairmont desperately needing to muster up just something to try to attempt a comeback. And there's one receiver on the field.
Ryan Hall.
Ryan Hall, the usual man. No receptions today. And that's a double pitch to Ryan Hall, and everybody is in the backfield for that one.
And that's about an 8-yard loss. And I think with that play, that's going to end any Firebirds' chance at a comeback. 7-yard loss, 3rd and 17, 1:50 left.
3rd and long, and all Centerville really has to do is drop back.
The Firebirds need an 83-yard touchdown catch and run here.
Centerville indeed preparing for the pass, dropping a lineman and adding a defensive back. Shelton on the outside coming in for this play.
Miller in shotgun formation. Miller going to pitch it out. Cuts back into Glow. DeGlow out to the 30. It'll be 4th and about 2. 1:15 left. Let's see, do the Firebirds take a timeout? Yes, they do. For an injured player.
Jesse DeGlow is down on the field, and that is not good at all. And here comes the trainers.
Let's see if we can see a slowed down replay of the end of that. See if we can see where Jesse DeGlow could have gotten hurt.
See Miller pitch out right there. Get some good leverage cutting inside.
I don't
I don't
see.
know.
Unless he just landed on the ball on his rib cage wrong.
Maybe the wrist, I don't know.
It looks like they're working on that shoulder.
There's no obvious injury right there. Jesse DeGlow, the junior running back, such a big focal point of their offense this season. Almost 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. This kid has been immense for this offense, and if he's out, it's a gigantic deal.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with DeGlow.
A focal point like DeGlow is not easily replaceable, although the Firebirds have many explosive ball carriers. DeGlow has just been...
DeGlow has been the main one all
he is
season.
Focused. So 1 minute left down by 15. It's a long shot. Braden Miller dropping back, launching it out deep. And
Incomplete.
to Ryan Hall.
Intended to Ryan Hall, and that will be the ball game. 1:07 left, and all Centerville has to do is take a few knees in victory formation.
And I definitely wouldn't be expecting any Fairmont timeouts, as this game is just about wrapped up. If I got 2 words for you tonight, Jared, Alec Grandin, how about that kid? He has been so special in so many ways. 4 rushing touchdowns, 80 rushing yards. 250 passing yards plus. You just can't run out of great things to say about him. He has ran the offense with patience and knowledge.
Harmon gets the carry up the middle.
And Grandin with all-around precision in this victory.
I've got 3 more words for Alec Grandin, player of the game for our MVCC Game of the Week, week number 9 here, powered by City Barbecue.
And no doubt a disappointing loss for the Fairmont Firebirds in a heated rivalry. But there's a lot to take out of this game.
Yeah, Fairmont is almost pushed. I think this will make it a must-win next week, and a few things has to happen. We'll have to see how the rest of the teams below them work out in the computer playoff rankings.
That's going to be the last play of the game as Centerville takes it 43-28.
This will be Fairmont's biggest loss of the year, a 15-point loss on the road to a great Centerville team. Centerville bounces back after a stunning loss last week at Northmont, comes back and wins a big game against the Fairmont Firebirds. And I'm going to say with this win, Centerville should clinch their playoff spot and possibly a home game for the Centerville Elks. Final score in our Week 9 Game of the Week, Centerville 43, Fairmont 28. Fairmont falls to 6-3 and plays Springfield next week at home at Roush for their senior night, and we'll be back here for week number 10 for the Elks senior night against the Beavers. For the rest of the Miami Valley Communications crew, signing off, Jared Bergstrom,
Jeff Allen.
We'll see you next week for week number 10 right here at Centerville Stadium.
That's all, folks.